Oi, oi. Flat Earth British, Martin Liedtke speaking. Welcome back. Double flat thumbs. Flat Earth British, Martin Liedtke speaking. Oh, it's awful awesome you're all here. We even got Flat Earth British scrubbage. There he is. Look, Flat Earth British subbage. Squirrel Sniper and all the gang, Alpha Billy, Three Fingers, Rowena, lovely Rowena, just Wolf. Manage. No, I only called you Manuel on the last show as a joke. Obviously, it's Manfred. Obviously, it's Manuel. I was winding you up. It's a little British German joke thing. Don't worry about it. JT, good to see you. Stephen Rossi, no, I do not have makeup before I go live. And there he is, the epic Flat Earth British subscriber channel. That was a good video you put up this week about Putin and the expositions. What's going on there? That was 2022. Didn't happen, did it? Although I've got books for expositions in Volograd. So I don't think he's really up on his history. I'm just saying. Welcome all to you. It has been fantastic to see you all in chat and that you are all here. It has literally made my week. Like life does ebb and flow. I've been having a bad ebb on. Flat a day was not going to be. I was snugged up in bed. Well, it was absolutely too freezing in my flat to actually sit here and vlog for the entire night. There was no heating yet. It was dire. So, but it's okay because that allows me time to do some proper research, which is what I'm going to show you now. What research looks like. Okay. It's good to see you all, guys. So, double flat thumbs, as I said. Let's have a good little time. So, this is going to be a precursor, okay, guys, to our Flatmass special, which will be on Flatmass Eve, which is Flat Day, which is Saturday, which is Flatmass Eve, okay? Do not miss that, okay? We're going to basically make some calculations in this post now, and we're going to do some epic stuff, and which we will conclude on Flat Day, making this an epic Flat Earth British week of information and epicness, which is what I want to do, seemingly more than anything else. Now, Anno Domini. Did you know where this term arises from? Well, it's shit out of nowhere. It's shit out of nowhere. And we're going to give you the rundown on all of the calendar and the calendars. And today, do you know what today is? Okay, it's the Year of the World Day. So if you are in the year 5,500 or something in the Hebrew calendar, which is not the Christian era calendar at all, they're not in our epoch, then it's today, the 19th of December. I shit you if you not. I couldn't believe it when I went through and was like, oh my God, it's today. What are the chances I must post? Because that is like some sort of message right there. We think of. Right, so I'm going to talk about what we talk about quite often on Flat Earth British, the added 1,000 years AD. Okay, now it's all good and well just saying it and pulling up J's and I's on jam pots. Is it enough? Well, I'm going to offer tonight my thesis on my gatherings of going through multiple libraries and nearly every ancient manuscript I could get my hands on for probably a week. I've gone through literally hundreds of them, and they are all glaringly the same, almost as if they're from the same source or the same artist even, over a 1,500-year span of time. They do not change. Okay, there's something with that. And what I was in search for is something dated, say, 820. Or 420, something dated from the first millennium AD. Okay, that includes their manuscripts. Okay, we've only got a few manuscripts that have come out of the first 1,000 years AD. We've got the Venerable Bede. I looked at that; it was too shit to even present. And then we've got Geoffrey of Monmouth, another whacked out monk. He's a bit apocalyptic in his writings, by the way. I've covered him in the past. And apparently all we've got is the Lindisfarne texts, the Holy Islands texts, which are Nordic by nature and replicated for the next 1,000 years in exactly the same format, like nothing else is going on. which is really, really weird. So we're going to look into that. And I'm going to basically try and establish that I don't think the first 1,000 years AD, there's nothing, there's just nothing in the first 1,000 years. We've got Charlemagne, who's possibly Jesus Christ, who's possibly King Arthur. We have the Mayans, but the Mayans are identical culture to the Aztecs, which were maybe 1,000 years later, if the mid-millennium AD thing is to be believed. There are many calendars ongoing in the plane at the moment. Not everyone is in the Christian era. And the Christian era, as they will say in the official narrative, okay, is an estimate. It's not fixed. They're guessing. So with the Hebrew calendar, they are going from the day of creation. When all of this came around, and they're saying 5,500 years ago. I'll give you the exact dates shortly. Is that the case? I'm going to say this and what I think. I think there are no years. I don't think there are years. It's a mathematical measurement similar to time. Time is a construct to entrap us. Age is a construct to entrap us, like birthdays, so that we lose half of our time here through programming. And it's the same with the calendars. Okay? Farmers don't use bullshit calendars, just what the sun and the moon are doing and the seasons. They just know automatically. It's in us. It's in our circadian rhythms to know what this place is. But they fuck that when they mess with the clocks twice a year and all manner of things to keep us off of our true calendar. So it's been a weird year. I was going to do a synopsis on the year, but it's been like Martin's year this year. It's been so much happened, you wouldn't even believe it. I mean, I started the year tour in the UK, and then I did a convention, and hell broke loose, and I ended up in the Czech Republic. And then after that, my son got a boat, went sailing, and I've done like 1,000 things this year. It's not all been good. It's been fantastic. It's been a mix of fantastic and oh my fucking God, no, is what it's been. YouTube is not that good a place to play, if I'm honest with you. If you're an empath, it's not that good, actually. I don't give a fuck. People make videos about me and say all stuff all the time. I couldn't give a fucking shit. I wouldn't be on the internet publicly showing my face or publicly in a crowd of hundreds of people if I gave a shit, because I don't. I know a lovely Guy of Warwick, yeah, as well. Okay, there's another citation. Thank you, Guy of Warwick. The Round Table, Henry II. That was the latter half. Anyway, it's called the Plantagenets, this dynasty, because if you break the word down etymologically, it's plant agents. Plantagenets, plant agents. It's just a fictitious fucking dynasty. It wasn't there anyway. So we're going to look into how this all arrived. We're going to look into some of these early texts. There is no evidence for any dating, okay? And I'm not the only one who thinks this. There's been, Newton, for one, and many other academics who have said the chronology is off. No, I'm not exactly talking about the Scaligerrian chronology here, guys. I'm going with the instant epoch that happened. That's what they say. It happened instantaneously. No 0 year, because apparently there's no 0 year. So we're going to go from maybe Jesus was alive in the 3rd reign of Tiberius. So that would make us year 7, but others say, oh no, and they'll twin it with another historical event, actually a census of the time, and say, well, Jesus was probably ducking and diving, that census. They used to sort of pinpoint all of this. Now, I'm thinking that it's, this is what I'm thinking from what I found out this week. And I'll share with you, and you can make your own decisions about everything, obviously. But I don't think it was there. Not that it's been rewritten or written out of history. I don't think it was there at all. And this 1,000 years AD, I don't think there's been much of this either. I think there was the fall of civilization around 1000 AD to 1300 AD, what they call a Norman conquest, which was surely the Phoenicians. And at least 2 great cataclysms since. One 1700s, and I'm somewhere in the early 1800s to mid 1800s, and maybe even later. How is that even possible? I don't think there's years. I'm doubting all of what they are saying. And they, even in the official narrative, say, well, we're just chucking it out there. We don't actually know. And the same sources, historical sources, Herodotus, you know, all the usual, Cicero, Herodotus, same fucking classical sources academia use as I use, because there's seemingly nothing else. I went searching to see if there was anything else, which they didn't have. So yeah, it's the anniversary of creation, apparently. And we've had the weirdest time ever in the last 2 years. Now, going back 2 years ago, they had everyone locked in. We all were scratching our heads thinking, are they overreacting? Is it just all about injecting them? Is there more going on? We had we've got a stadium here in Cardiff. It's a massive stadium, the Principality Stadium. And it was rigged out to be one of the biggest hospitals in the country. There are thousands of beds in there with these computers on the side. That cost a ton of money. Where's all that shit now? I'll tell you where that shit is. It's stored. It's stored along with those beds. And keeping you in was a practice run, because they are talking about, I'm not sure if they're going to get away with this, but I'm guessing if it's 45 outside and deadly irradiation, you don't need too much convincing for being locked down. Climate change lockdown for the year 2024 is what they're talking about. You need to do something about this. They're on about killing pets. You know, or get rid of all the cattle. You can all have carpet burgers that have been printed burgers. Get rid of all the cats and dogs. Maybe you'll all be up in arms then, will you? If they start saying we're going to take your dog out or your cat out, but not when they make masks and everything else. Everyone should have been on the streets then. Everyone should have been saying no then. Really fucked me off that everyone didn't say no. That really got to me. I thought this was our moment. Oh, towns and cities all over the world stand up and say no, no more. Fuck you, gone. No. Everyone was like, you're all right. Give us some money. Fucking when's the pubs opening? And when's the World Cup back on? Anyway, I'm having a little brainstorm there. Don't worry about it. So, is it just a practice run? All of that COVID nonsense to see if they could keep people in control in some sort of martial law of their own choosing for a carrot, which is all they were offering, not much else. Well, the pubs. We're opening the pubs and shops again. That's all it was. You know, everything was just normal, guys. It was just the common cold. My shops were open. I run around. They did everything exactly the same. The only thing that was different was all the weird fuckers masking it up and acting weird. I've had people in queue saying, do you mind standing away from me, please? Yeah. Instantly, I had a mental thing going on, thinking, you know, violent blokey thoughts at this person. Really got to me. I thought, well, how very fucking dare you, you weird get. I should have dropped a fart and say, can you smell that, mate? And sort of nudged his arm a bit. Be like, yeah, stinks. It's like, what do you think they work? A short fat molecule is damn sight bigger than any supposed germ. I was thinking about hospital germs as well this week. I've got a friend in hospital, Gary. Big shout to you, Gary. Much love. Okay, glad you're getting a bit better. Get out of there by Christmas, please. They got this hospital germ. I tried to get my mother out there because I said, this hospital germ is going to kill my mother. And the woman who was there, the doctor, said, yeah. Well, in hindsight, that's not really a thing. I don't think there's this, this super bug hanging around in hospital wards. I think they're using that. And they're doing something else. Maybe that injection they give them in the stomach to make them more comfortable when they're laying down for ages. You know that one? There's no hospital fucking bug. Something else going on. As soon as I said that to that doctor, she went, yes, she got more chances she's out a year away from that. And now, like, you know, what I've learned in the last few years of terrain theory and all that, I'm like, I don't think that was actually happening. I think they were doing something else. Yeah? Okay. Now, let's give a few of you shouts. Now, as I said, this is going to be a precursor show. We're going to get it. Superbug is an excuse. Thank you, Nora, dear. It's a fucking excuse. You know it. See, I'm not saying that they're giving them the same chemicals as they do for lethal injections, but I think that they're giving them the same watered-down version of injections that they give them for lethal injections in jails in America. That's what I think. Rowena. Actually, you're the first Rowena I've ever known. Except, no, my mate had a mother, Rowena, but she was deadly, that woman. Kernock, good to see you. Misty Will, good to see you. Ooh, Squirtle Sniper's in the house. Hippie shake. So have you missed me? Great. Have we started yet? No, we have, Lee. Where are you? Are you gaffer taped to the ceiling again? Are you doing that one? So, hi, Kenneth. Hi, Mark. You don't want to be doing that, Lee. Maggie Lavelli and Shake again. And Nathan. Much love, Nathan. My brother. Gabrielle. And Manfred. Joke. It's only a joke. Drita, Hook, welcome. Where are you two? Deco's there. MT and S. Lee. Okay. Now, let's have a look at some information. Let me calm my brain down because I had a catastrophic computer failure before this and I had to bring everything back up all over again. And it, like, literally give me a sweat on. It's like, this sucks. But I'm not going to let that beat me. Joe Guilford, love you too. Sweetness. I seen you, I think it was the other day on a vlog somewhere. I don't know. I did see you. Mark Lewis, Edna Bell. We love you, Edna Bell. Okay. So, yeah, they may be doing a practice show. Who even knows? And at this stage of the game, I don't even fucking care. And I mean that. This place does get reset. And apparently, according to the Christian calendar, we're 22 years over. Well, anyway, if they do happen, the main one every 1,000 years. So, Helen, Sid. Okay, we have started, Lee. I got loads to show you, and it'll all be very interesting, and you can appreciate all of the stuff that nobody else really sees unless they got the inclination to go digging for it, which is as boring as shit, by the way, because you have to go through shitloads of rubbish stuff, and it's all Latin. It's all, ugh. So, yeah, we had like this really bad weather spell in Britain, you know, like they cast a cold spell on us, and it comes as a shock to all of us. I thought this is like the cold. It's like 1970s cold. Happy, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Look at my face. Look at my face. Yeah. Jolly man. Listen, there's a lot of people fucking worse off. People not in that cold, in the roof over their head. My mate in hospital with them trying to fucking jab him up every other fucking day. He's got a terrible fucking time with them all, them doctors. You can't wait to get out of there. No sponge baths or any decent stuff going on. It's all doctors. And fucking, ugh. Flat Earth Sweden. Much love. Flat Firms, Flat Earth Sweden. And Glyn Williams. Buradabach. And unindoctrinated. And not vaxxed. A pure bladder. So yeah, I've been thinking about, obviously it's coming up to Christmas, during Christmas, and people got different interpretations, you know. Lemma with the sun doing its doop-de-doop, and then is that got any correlation to the movements of the sun being Christ? Or is the Holy Bible just allegory for your inner spiritual journey? Maybe. It makes a lot of sense with the psyche, the way that it's set up for us, isn't it? You know, the psyche being our enemy, telling us stupid shit constantly and not being our friends when it's locked in our heads. That's weird in itself. But I think, you know, I was trying to weigh up whether there was an actual dude with superhuman powers, a bit like Superman. A bit like Superman. No, better, Homelander. Jesus, Homelander, yeah? Just laser beam your fucking face off if you're a bad Roman. That's what we need. Laser beaming Jesus, maybe a bit extreme. So he exists in the desert, yeah? And then, like in Britain, which knows shit all about anything deserty, really, okay? We got to accept this thing, this religion from 2,000 years ago. It's like the most successful cult in the history of cults. Even the Sabbateans, do you ever hear about them? Well, they're the biggest cult in history. Billions of members, trillions. Where are they now? Well, they might be the same. Probably actually is. So, yeah, it is some power in it, they think, millions of them. And they do believe that this is the coming towards the end times of judgment, and that if the second coming of Christ happens, the second coming of the Antichrist happens. Again, what if they are talking about something that happens in us? A spiritual attack being tested, like Jesus on, you know, in the desert. Yeah, go on, fuck that shit, smoke that guy. No, I'm not. I'm a good guy. staffing going on in the desert. I don't exactly know if that's what went on, but I tempted it. And you do. Anyway, it could be something like that going on. Or we're talking about, because of the way nature is and manifestation of reality, did we actually, like, Junior the Beast, or them things that happen in Montauk on Montauk Project, did we manifest them into reality and they may be coming here as physical entities? I don't know. I can't see if Jesus turns up. He's going to have to do some persuasive shit, because the people in this place, although massively, massively gullible, he's going to have to do some Homelander stuff. Like I say, melt a few faces off and stuff. Otherwise, we're just not going to be buying it in this day and age. We all know CGI, don't we? So I'm just saying it. Just saying. Anyway, Anno Domini. What does it mean? What's it all about? Where did he shit out of? Nowhere. That's where, as I'll explain to you now. This is weird. So could you please share this out if you would? YouTube, like, really are fucking me over at the moment. Nobody can find me. And, like, I'm basically, everything's going down. Like if I'm just doing shitty content or something, everything's going down. It's them, obviously. Because I can't make more effort. It's really weird. So this is Wiki. I don't like to read Wikipedia, but it gives you some sort of idea. So the term Anno Domini is before Christ, used as a label on number of years in the Juliana and Gregorian calendars. The term Anno Domini is medieval Latin and means the year of our Lord, but is often presented as our Lord instead of the Lord. Our Lord, the Lord. Yeah, sort of. If it's the Lord, it's not really personal, is it? Taken from the full original phrase Anno Domini Nostri Jesus Christi, which translated it to in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ. And the form BC is specific to English equivalent abbreviations are used in other languages. The Latin form is Ante Christidem Nantem, but it's rarely seen. So this Christian calendar that we're on now, this epoch, because we're in an epoch, stinks of Phoenicia. So this calendar epoch that we're in now is based traditionally on the reckoned year of the conception. So that's like 9 months before, isn't it? When she was getting annunciated by the angel Gabriel. So I'm not sure what that annunciation is all about. Or birth. They don't even know which ones. Well, there's going to be a bit of a 9-month discrepancy going on. That's if people are living that long. They might be different lifespans. Maybe they're pregnant for less time or more. We don't even know. Of Jesus. AD counting years from the start of this epoch that we're in now. And epochs start at an instant, apparently. Our reality has started at an instant, and it's a measurement, a reference point of time. A bit like time, which is a construct, just like the years are a construct. It's a lie. These years are lies, guys. They are definitely, in my Brian, I am not even doubting it at this stage. It's all a lie. Denoting years before the start of the era. Okay. There is no year zero. There's no year zero. In the scheme, thus, it's the year AD 1, okay, immediately follows the year 1 BC. The dating system was devised in 525 by Dionysius Exiguus, but is not wisely used until the 9th century. So dig, AD arrives halfway through the first millennium AD, okay, at the year 525, but it's not really used or widely used until the 9th century. Before this time, they're using Roman numerology. But they say also included that AD also means after death, which is a different thing altogether. But to read the history briefly, and the most interesting part, I thought, was this bit by here. So, like I said, they don't know if it's the incarnation, but it occurred 525 years earlier without stating the specific year during which the birth of conception occurred, because they don't know. However, now here is the exposition of the table that does Dionysius relate his epoch, because he wrote a table, to any other dating system, which is consular, which is agreed by the Roman consulate. Oh, the Lord of the Caesars. Oh, well, that is really, really trustworthy. So there's different calendars, the Olympiad, and this now that we're here is today. The year after creation is today, 564 years today, and the regnal year of Augustus Caesar, which is different again. So there's been multiple changes. Now, let me just state, when I was in school, there was no common era. I mean, I was a history buff, guys, and there was no CE and there was no BCE, which is a different designation for Anno Domini. Now they're using the common era, which had changed in 1708 on the arrival of a comet, coincidentally again. And the current era, 1856. Another sort of sinister sort of time we can't really pinpoint or know much about. All we know is that all the cities are empty at this period. China, they changed to the Christian calendar 1949 because of economic and domestic purposes for foreigners. Apparently, you can say foreigner in Wiki, but not on YouTube, apparently. Anyway, so that's a bit of concoctive shit. There's no year zero. They give you an accumulation. And like I said, they're going on actually the reign of Tiberius, or the third reign of Tiberius, for the date of Jesus's being to go from there. So here is that other calendar, the Anno Mundi, gone by the Hebrews. Okay. And in the year of our world. And if you look by here, it says that this is after creation, the Rosh Hashan, okay, and it's 5,083, meaning the 5,073rd year since the creation of the world began at sunset on the 25th of September 2022, according to the Gregorian calendar. If you look on this, on the side, the Gregorian calendar gives you 19th of December 2022 today. 6th of December on the Juliana, a little while later. Anyway, so that's interesting. That's another type of calendar. There are many more. Like I said, the Chinese, there's just so many. The Chinese adopted ours for different reasons. But if you look at all of these Phoenician plates that we got all over antiquity, all of these plates here are empty, because I think that they not doing years because there are no years, and all of this is just like some sort of weird mirror realm. Yeah. They come out of the water. That's how they arrived here. I will show you in this post. So yeah, they still use Anno Domini. They're still using Roman decimology and here as well. But that was the crossover point. Was apparently mid 1st century AD at 525 apparently. Okay, and there is the year Shemitah, the year today. And this gives you an example on one of their synagogues, I should think, built in the year 5,618 for them. And these are some examples of coins from the first millennium AD, and all you get again is classical interpretation. The owl, all right, it's in Greek, I can see that, but it's the same Phoenician narrative of Bacchus, the owl, and you'll see the laurel leaves around the owl, and some, but you will not see any dates for any of these apparent first millennia. Is that a bell? I wonder if there are bells. We're going to talk about bells a bit later. I wonder if there are any bells in the Bible, and were there Bibles? Were there bells in the past? How far back did the bells go? I wonder. So yeah, not much arrived out of the first millennium. You got the cathedrals arrived, like Aachen Cathedral. We have in Europe, this is, and Charlemagne's restored literacy. Oh, thanks, Charlemagne. And that's about it, really. In America, they attribute the Mayan gods have been replaced to a warring god by Incan Empire expands, and Incas cross over into the Aztecs, and all of this is supposed to be the first millennium AD, and they're using mud brick pyramids and the golden age of the Mayan culture for 700 years. And this thesis, which I'm going to show you shortly, makes that very, very questionable, especially with carbon dating on stone. Anyway, what else was happening apparently in the first millennium? This is 1,000 years, mind. Yeah, the Dark Ages begin there in Europe, you can see. They call the Dark Ages because they're not there. And the Dome of the Rock. What, the Dome of the Rock? What, in the first millennium AD? Didn't all that go down a long time later? No, apparently not. That was only 1,000 odd years ago. Wow, okay. Damascus, the Great Mosque, was built, and it goes on. Hagia Sophia is in Europe, Byzantine, in Istanbul, and Asia, Buddhist temples, etc., etc. Sung dynasties in power in China. Not much. You know, we got the Anglo-Saxon, and everything is so sketchy. You only got to look into the official narrative for yourself. Historians don't know shit all about the past, guys. This is all scratchy information. We're doing a really good job. If you think that, we're not, you're just mistaken, because nobody looks as diligently as we do. They don't. They use one another's sources, and they just piss around in the dark, and they don't do what we do. I can guarantee you that. So, like, you got examples then, of the strange designations for an I or a J or a 1. But you do see, I will be honest, in some instances, you do often see something that looks like a 1. But that makes no difference to the non-existent skew-wave calendar and hardly anything of history. History's missing. The dead are missing. There should have been trillions and trillions that gone before us, guys. I don't believe in the expansion of population through agricultural farming. Fuck off. Insulting our intelligence. So, yeah, again, you've got the Roman numerology instead of the current era. And then if you go back to the 1600s, you can see this strange X for a 1, and you've got the X there and the X there. Is it a 1? Is it a 6? I don't know. This was taken by my friend Mel in some church up in North England. You got a J, which obviously could be Jesus. And the I is Zeus, which you often think, the year of our Lord. And you get this J sort of F affair as well for that one there. So there's different sorts of designations, but there's too many of these with the I and with the J, and hardly any of them, actually like I's. Like, what's this one, for example? This is a zigzag. So, yeah, my thesis is that they definitely either one of two schools of thought at the moment, actually, guys, whether some of it was there, maybe 300 years of it, and they've written it all into 1,000 years. And then hardly that of this millennia, as crazy as that sounds, guys. The Renaissance, the awakening, the enlightening was after Armageddon. That was after Armageddon. It was. It fucking was. Piranesi's art. Go and take a look. It's the aftermath of Armageddon, guys. And it's in the 16th century. And there's many engravers, many British artists, many artists will show you this post-apocalyptic world that went not long ago. This is why none of these buildings exist from the old world. Everything in your cities from apparently the Victorian era. So here's some academics, different academics, Germans. I don't really know this guy, Gunnar Heinschonreit. And he has a thesis, and this is actually fantastic. When I read it, it blew my head off. The only problem he's got with the first millennium AD is the information coming from from Jerusalem or Jerusalem city, but he can say that it can be dissected. So Rome, Ravenna, and Constantinople, there are stratigraphically only 300 years of the 1,000 years AD of the first millennium in their histories. Poland has no history for 700 years of the first millennium AD. It hasn't, guys. So it goes on to say, excuse me. Oh, he mentions the Nabateans there. That's interesting. His evidence is, some of the evidence is the Wailing Wall. Now, I seen a video this week of a guy with a vacuum cleaner coming along and vacuuming all of them notes and prayers that they ram into the Wailing Wall. So they don't amount for shit. Maybe the trick is once you've pushed it in there, the magical wish comes true. So BC here, apparently 7 courses of Herodean Ashars from 19 BC is the first 7 courses, they say. And then 4 courses of the Yamayads, and they are from apparently the 600s AD. You know, this era here, the 600s, is strongly contested in these theses. I'll link them up. Read them for yourself. There's stacks of PDFs, loads and loads of PDFs giving mountains of evidence why none of this can be true. None of the first millennium AD can be true. Some base it on eclipse evidence. Others on the complete lack of any information out of that time. So this is the Table Mount surface here on the other side. But then they give them 14 courses in the Ottoman period in 1866. And then the Sunnis did some in 1967. Thought they'd get a course on top as well. The year I was born. Okay. So this first bit, okay, is a lot newer than I actually thought, 19 BC for the Wailing Wall. I thought this was a bit of Herod's temple going on, wasn't it? 19 BC for Herodian Herod. Oh, okay. Maybe I just don't know enough about history. So, first millennium AD chronology controversy, and this is all the evidence of fuckery. Okay. Now I'm not sure of this guy. You know, these could be complete. You know, them, but their evidence is searchable, and they give you the sources, which is important, and you can check for yourself, which is what I do, which is doubly important. Okay, so yeah, no history there at the beginning. Anno Domini is distorted of scientific data. So for the example, the Mayans going on, you know, it's not, you can't exactly do dendrochronology on it. I don't even know how, and he says the same. Any of this carbon dating can actually work for a piece of stone that could be potentially in their world millions of years old, whatever. And something we put forward many times: did the comet terminate the Roman civilization? Well, yeah, and we've already spoke about that. Comets, earthquakes, mud flood. St. Paul, did he live once, thrice, or not at all? Because he keeps showing up in different parts of time. Adam's histories and Jewish, which is actually really interesting as well. I'll have a look at that in a second. Were there no people in Poland between 300 and 600 AD? Because they have no information in that time period. Like nothing going on for that period because it's not there. Anyway, it goes on. We got Beach, who's supposed to be a British monk, and missing Metropolis, Polish origins, missing. It goes on about the Slavic chronology, enigmas, okay, missing 1,000 years. It just goes on and on and on. How did Rome elements make it into the Viking Age? Well, that's interesting. We'll look at that a little bit later. So all of this is just brilliant evidence, actually. And I have read a few of these PDFs. This one's really interesting, yeah. Well, St. Paul showing up over and over again. And that one there with the Jewish historians. And that's out of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Something else which I'm scratching my head because of who's looking at it. You know, are we really going to trust them? Fuck no. So, although some of the evidence about the Essenes that I've pulled up, you know, seems important and relative to us. So, so yeah, you can see these date switches and designations. Is when you're Anno Monday, and it's 5,461, and you can see it's equivalent there. But this looks a relatively new setup here, doesn't it? 1701 for that. 1701. So, like I said, it's pretty hard to nail down when things are, but they got an absolute massive amount of missing information. I'll link them up because, like I said, all of these links are PDFs, and they're quite long studies, and you can read through them. And they give you this the falling 10th century falling of civilization. When I read it, it gave you an ancient translated episode, which was fucking bleak. It was Homer's Iliad. It was Armageddon time. So here's a map I dug up, and it's from apparently 1506. So going on, the Advent came out 50 years later. Then this should have been in Roman numerals, because Anno Domini doesn't exist. I dig. It's from 1506. Anno Domini hasn't been introduced, and it's not really going to be introduced to the wide world. So what date is this really? Is it 15 or is it 506? Because someone has corrected the date and made the effort too as well. He's like, no, it can't be 506. It's 1506. Is it now? And then later, someone added, in 1920, in the 1920s, historical studies of this map and its date, which seemed to have been an issue. Interestingly, no, it says 8,800 there. Roman. Anyway, what the fuck is that there? Anyway, in the Indian Ocean, this is India, but what is this? Madagascar. Oh, Madagascar. Oh, right. Oh, it should be a bit closer to Africa. But I'm guessing, who knows? So, yeah, there's a date anomaly there. I'm just wondering if they were right the first time. So what I decided to do, is go through loads of libraries of earliest manuscripts, decorative, that I possibly can, right? So this one here, the Apocalypse of Flamenco, is from 1047, so just after apparently the Norman conquest, or just before, because that's 1066, so just ahead of the Norman conquest. And then you got this was quite interesting, the genealogy of Jesus Christ, because I was thinking this is something to do with blood and and if they were looking for like relatives of Jesus Christ. Lindisfarne, okay, is the oldest one I can find. Okay, now one thing I'm finding, and on the Lindisfarne document is a manuscript is from between 687 or 721, somewhere between that, because it's not dated and they don't know. Okay, and this is from mid-millennia and it's mint, but the cartoons and the layout and it's Latin and everything else is identical to this one from Book of Kellis. That one's 12th, and there's one here as also from the first millennia, 1040. Flamenco, I said that. Oh, and Naples document codex is early too. I think that's around 1000. 1330 Apocalypsis there. So these are like the earliest manuscripts you can get in reality, apparently. Okay. And they are all identical cartoon works. I'm guessing this is like by one guy. This is the Vatican archive. You can go through it yourself. They give you stacks and stacks. This is Apocalypsis 1410. And it's the same cartoons as you're going to see any second now in the Lindisfarne book, which is apparently our evidence of the existence of the first millennium AD, the Lindisfarne. So it's between 687 and 721, because we don't know. The story of Lindisfarne, I sailed past this island on the way to Banff and Macduff in Scotland when I was in the Merchant Navy on a summer's day. We went right up close and I got to see, there was not much going on. It was just a little flat island, but there was a monastery there. So the story is there was a load of mad monks there. The Vikings came over, touched them out a bit, and they stayed. Okay, so the Vikings are basically Hindu. I think they're Krishna conscious. I actually think that they're Buddhists, because I have loads of evidence, and I posted it in the past, that Vikings were carrying images of Buddha in jade, Buddhas. Okay, So this is a tanker, exactly like the the Hindus, or exactly like out of the Veda. You've got the 4 angels, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they even look pagoda-like. And you've got the inertia plane and Mount Meru North, and Mount Meru South, the whole model of our plane on a tanker. And this is meant to be from the first millennium AD, and it is beautifully decorated, and it is a mint book, considering it's supposed to be one of the, actually, let me state it exactly right, the oldest complete surviving manuscript of the first millennium AD, to put it in some kind of context for you guys. And it's that mint. And this is all we got. I dare say there's some ancient Arab texts out there somewhere, but telling you are, they're not going this early, not to between 600. And it's, I know this is Norse, but it's readable. A guide, minuscule. This is all in Latin, Reformation, Uno. This is like a readable English. Then it goes to a strange French when the Normans come in. It goes from French Middle English to an unreadable form of Middle English. But if I go back 1500 years ago, I can read every word. Does that even make sense? Again, with a tanker. Even looks like a circuit board. And if you dig right the cartoons, it's always the same narrative. Obviously, this is Luke. Luke. So Luke, well, one of the disciples, one of the gang, writing stuff down. But it's readable Latin. It's just crazy, and it's supposed to be the mint. Look how mint it is. So I went search and I thought, right, okay, is everything that's coming out of these periods just colourful pictures of apocalyptic events? Yes. There are a few sex manuals. There's a couple of medical manuals coming out of around 1,000 years ago. Apart from that, it's all apocalyptic. And I'm not even joking. So, yeah, Luke, different saintages, I guess, in holy houses. I was in school, we had houses. I was in St. David's, and they used to choose things by which house you were in. And I don't know. God Solemn, Busutha, just readable Latin. It's just crazy shit. And again, the same thing. And it is just so Phoenician to the feel as well. So apparently that's the oldest, best surviving book out of the first millennium AD. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. My mind is blown. God, all that long ago. So the next one then, I guess, oldest, is the Fernando Codex of 1047, just prior to the, this are just exactly the same. It's Armageddon. You do get a lot of mermaids, as you can see here. And I'm not sure what's happening with this guy in a box breathing something. I don't know if that fits in with the Book of Revelations. Some strange diving dude in black with a load of naked swimming women. I don't know. Look at this thing here. Maybe you can interpret, but to me it looks like it's the compass, but it looks like Baphomet. I can see Baphomet in that. Can you? And yet it's religious. Can you see Baphomet, or am I tripping? The eyes, all the horn, the whole thing is there. 1,000-year-old. And look at this. Rex Lex. Alpha and Omega. 1,000-year-old, again, 4 angels, beautiful. Same sort of what you get on the Lindisfarne text. Yeah, it's apparently 300 years later and another epoch altogether, but the same interlaced in Nordic, Celtic / feel of intertwining serpents, etc. But dig the cartoons, guys, from 1,000 years ago. Ooh, it's like, can they draw? It's like, it's trippy, and you get like eagle head, like you get in Egypt. Like you get in Egypt. Hi, Cycle Dave. Yeah, you see the Baphomet. Thank you. I thought so. Yeah, I thought it was tripping a bit, but there you go. And this bowing to religious sorts and all of that, because they say that they've had, the angel visitations and stuff. You need to tell them, I need proof. You can't just say that shit. Okay. Sardis, like the Archangel Michael. Is the Archangel Michael a chick? No, seriously. I'm not being funny because this is a big player in this whole narrative, and it's part of my life as well for some weird reason. But it's just coming up all over the depictions. It's like it's a chick. The little yin yangs, they are. Oh, I like these spinning vortexes. 1,000-year-old. So what's that? Oh, that's a lute. Okay, yeah, they got some sort of musical instruments. They got always lovely. I wonder what the music was like back then. It's not all hey nonny no. I don't believe that. It's probably like Led Zeppelin's Battle of Evermore. Into the starry night. Like that, I reckon. So yeah, it sucks. The apocalypse sucks. You've got some guy in a wormhole, always in a portal, who's like, you know, not really here. I think they get through in water. I'll show you evidence later. But I think there's another realm behind the mirror. And I think every time you look in the mirror, I got a really sneaking suspicion. I hate to say it, but I don't think that's you. No, I know it's not you, but I mean, I don't think that is you. And maybe that's how they get in you, is they trick us and come in and exchange places with us through the mirrors. And that's why they want you vain. Maybe they want women kissing mirrors so they can exchange and possess the person's body, use their meat bag, a way out of the mirror realm, same as they do through the water. Same technique through reflections, even car windows, mirrors, shop windows, all of it, puddles, all of it is how they got in you. Luna and Sol. And the blowing of, always about the tribulations. You get more and more trumpets all the time. And every time there's another trumpet, more shit goes down. And there's a nice little Mount Meru then. And why? The lamb. Oh, look at these two up here. Wacky freaking races, guys. 1,000 years ago, you got two pig heads. Is that what you're eating? Yeah. And then they're on some sort of, well, I don't know. Can we interpret a 1,000-year-old craft? It's not looking very chariotty to me. And they're dog heads, which we're going to see a lot. Somebody put it to me, Rowena in the chat. She said, I wonder if it's the dog star narrative, the, you know, dog being reversed. And I don't think so. I've heard that years ago. And some people may think, I don't know. I think it was actually a species of talking dog people. And the dogs that are here today are relatives or descendants of them, but they've lost the ability to speak. But I can guarantee you, your dog knows every word you're saying. Doesn't they? They do. And they look at us, they stare at us, they're mesmerized. And they remembering they were human dog people. And why not? They went fucking completely batshit on the gene pool here, guys. This is obvious to us. And these portals with these other trans-dimensional entities, fuckos, I call them for short. If any trans-dimensional turns up here, all shiny fucking teeth, thinking he's Roger Ramjet, he's just going to get his ass kicked. And that's the end of it. Don't Roger Ramjet me. This is the ascension to heaven. Apparently, if you're totally good and you get a big shiny thing around your head, okay, and you vibrate so high, you get like out of here before Armageddon. That's the promise. We're going to save you before the reset. This is a definite. So Apocalypsis. I've showed a different version of this. Not this version. This is gnarly, this one. From 1400. But again, the artwork hasn't actually changed from Lindisfarne or the one, the Fernando 1000 from 1040. What's going on? Is there only one form of cartoons and one form of writing these pictures, and it's the same backgrounds and same? I go as far as to say it's the same bloody artist over 1,500 years. How would we even know? So yeah, here's Apocalypse. It's water coming down from the sky, obviously attributed to sound, vibration, and what looks like the fall of civilization, all the trees and the buildings sinking into what? That's right. Mud flood. Mud flood was a reality. Mud floods happened. How do I know? Well, all the buildings in Christendom have got like about hundreds and hundreds of tons of mud in front of their front window, only the front windows down below ground level, just in case it rains or snows or anything, or a lorry goes past and stuff like that. So there's the Hydra. That sucks. Could be just an analogy for UN or heads of states. That Schwab's a bit of a cock. He's doing it again. He's sort of dictating, isn't he? Oh, we're going to kill your pets. We're going to... I don't think that's going to be... if he touches... That's when people do go to arms. You try and touch rabbits or people's loved animals. That's like messing with their kids. We're going to fucking go bananas. We're going to go banana cakes if you try to touch on our animals. So, doghead, rulers. They always seem, these cats are carrying him around, Joe. And he seems to be in with the many-headed hydra, which is probably an analogy for states. And there is Diablo. Is Diablo looking like he's little, sharing a grape with an angel. No, the angel's got a scythe. He's like, here, do you want a grape? He's like, no, you ugly guy, I'm going to have to kill you. What, because I'm ugly? I'm really nice, actually. This might be by press, don't know, do we? Because, they seem to be calling the narrative, don't they, on all of it, Oh, you must behave, or you will go to hell and burn and cold as hell. Hang on, cold as hell. You said it was hot. It's hot and cold, a bit like space. You're making all this up. Have you been there? You haven't, have you? Have you been to heaven? You haven't, have you? How do you know any of this shit exists? God told me. How did he tell you? In my head. What, you hearing voices? That's cute schizophrenia, my friend. I think you should have that seen too. It's not. It's the Lord God spoke to me. So if I had a loud voice in my head saying, Martin, get on with it, I would totally fucking get on with it. But I don't get that because I would definitely akin that to like psychiatric disturbances. Anyone who ever told me they were hearing voices is like, oh, get on the vitamin C, chappy. I think you're psychos. They are all psychosed. All of the fuckos out there, okay, they are psychosed, guys. All of them. They are so traumatized with their trauma-based mind control. So what's going on here? Oh, this fucking moon won't sink. How'd you get it to go bleeding down? I'm pushing. Push, you bastard. Push. I'm pushing. Trying to get the moon to go in the sea. Don't even ask. I know. Okay. And there's a dragon with many heads as well. And so they're not actually in like the Bronze Age, are they? They're in like Middle Ages biblical gear, aren't they? Middle Ages armor. Because all of this biblical stuff and all of this Armageddon stuff went on when they were all dressed like that. Which I don't think was in the Renaissance period, according to Van Eyck's art and many other Renaissance artists. They were dressed in immaculate silks and strange double-headed horn things in the 1500s. Oh, yeah. So the descent. So what happened? I don't know if you know about this. Kingdom of Heaven, a city, Maglev city, a floating city, came down from heaven. Yeah, a building, non-holographic. No, it was real. Like all the stuff on the internet, it's real. So it's getting pretty hard with the images nowadays, especially with the AI shitting them out like no tomorrow, and everyone just happy to post them, which I insisted, please do not do. Do not define me and post them. So this is how to pleasure a chick in the Indian world. This is also a 10th century text, so 1,000 years old. Watch it goes down. Okay. It's not as bad as you might think. It's quite nice, actually. So it's like courting. I don't know if you still use them words in the new world. Courting. So this is Bethesda, Bath Esther. She came out of the bath, manifested, out of the water, a way to get through. Same as the Matrix film, same as other films. From there, mirror, reflection, realm that we're not in. And there's no years and there's no time. There's only nows. So it's Matrix. So he's there, Sultan of Swing. It's like, bring me a woman. Make sure that she's naked. Cover her in jewelry. See, I wouldn't like that. I would like that. They'd have to be clothed, sexy, yeah, but like I would just be embarrassed. They would be embarrassed, and I would be embarrassed for them. So, Chawala. I don't think I was a Chawala in a previous life because I would have turned into an axe. So, keep giving me a call, Chawala. And this is the guy. He said, "I have beautiful daughter for you, my emissary." It's like, yes, she's very pretty. Here, take her. So that's what's going on. Naked. So there's something with the classical world. They're all naked for a reason, aren't they? Yeah. She's like, "Oh, I'm off on my first date, my first blind date with the sultan, with the sultana." Okay. "Oh, smell that rose. Oh, it's beautiful. Off I go. Oh, look, they're using a fisheye lens. I can see some curve. There you go." And then he has a bit of poetry read to him by his sister and some music played to get him in the mood for later. But she has to go and see the oracle. Yeah. But listen, check this out. Check this out. Don't ask me how I know. I just know stuff, right? See that elephant there? It's her husband. She's got a husband somewhere, and he is taken the spirit of an elephant, a bit like Zeus with an eagle, and spies on her. And she's gone to the oracle and saying, "Yo, oracle, should Ieth or shouldn't Ieth goeth with..." Too late. There they are, looking like a fruit pastel, all coochied up on beanbags 1,000 years ago. Let's see what happens next. Okay, let's see if nothing changes. Sex is weird, isn't it? That's another thing. Families, people, stuff is all weird. And sex is weird too, think about it. No, you obviously have thought about it at some stage. Don't think about it now. So he's waiting for her. He's got his best little tutu on, his little dress. He's like, "Oh, she's lovely. I would love to kiss her on the Brian when she comes here." "Oh, yeah, a kiss her on the Brian, all right, mate." Fucking wrong there, weren't you? You got carried away like instantly. She's like, "Oh, you took me by surprise." Still, me not complaineth. Ever tried this way? "Oh, yes, this is fun." What's with the giant fruit pastels as well? So, living with the songs of swing, eh? Check out Guitar George. He knows all the chords. Ooh. What? This is 1,000 years ago. Look, she's a bit kinky. She got a friend in. And look at him. He's like, "Woohoo." I know. You're embarrassed. You're breaking out in a sweat. I am. What? It's not me that this is 1,000-year-old. So stuff was going down 1,000 years ago. They had drugs too. So the Mappa Mundi is the oldest existing medieval text in creation. I visited myself in Hereford Cathedral in the early days of Flat Earth. Okay, to take a look at it. It's from the year 1290. It does not show Americas because it's presented to all of the people in the world as the world that exists. But it's not the world that exists at all. It's just Europe and Asia. So what it shows you is, well, they say myths and legends, but I think myths and legends are actually real. And as some of these characters in the classical world. Now, according to myth, the columns of Hercules were located at the Straits of Gibraltar. We know that. But they were marked on the western extreme of the inhabited world. So they had a sign that said on the stones, tradition has it that the words were "nothing beyond this point." Nothing beyond this point. When if you do actually dip across 4,500 miles across in a westerly direction, you're going to hit the Caribbean, or if not the Azores before. So that's not true. And they would have known that. So this is like medieval scaremongering. So you get the golden fleece. I'll show what the make of all of that. The labyrinth of Knossos, which has got a bull-headed man-eating monster in there who gets fucked up by Theseus. There you are. I thought it was the other one. Camp of Alexandria, because apparently he's got a camp that has stayed up like until they didn't even know it exists and where it is, because the camp's like tent, but this tent's, think Camp X, think Guantanamo. I mean a camp that stays there for a long, long time, because they know about it in 1290. Now, how do they know that the map of Monday is from 1290? It's not dated. It's going on biblical stuff. There's Jesus looking exactly the same as he does on all of their Middle Ages texts, exactly the same funky chap. How did they get the description of what he looks like? Is apparently by a Greek. From a Greek that said he's seen him for the whole world of reality, apparently. So Eden isn't even in the earthly plane. It's in another place up in the north, look. Another surrounded by a wall place. And Noah's Ark, apparently, God told one guy, save your family, build a boat, I'm going to kill everybody and every animal. What? We never told no one else, and he's going to kill all the critters again. No, fuck you. We are definitely going to have loads and loads of boats if this is necessary. Some sort of archipelago of boats at sea, like Waterworld, if that should come. We're already in preparation for it, because we'll see what the weather does next, shall we? Red Sea, because we had the hottest temperatures ever, 41 this year in Britain. It's never had that before, ever. And that cold, that penetrating evil cold from elsewhere this week. I mean, I thought it was fucking terrible, guys. Red Sea and the Exodus, a movement of Jah people, and the Tower of Babel, which looks nothing like the usual Tower of Babels. So it's made of vellum. It was an interesting map to behold. I gotta be honest, I was really interested in that. And then they tell you all these live, and they just like either, yes, they went nuts on a gene pool, or did scrapoloids, troglodytes, synephilia, and bulimies actually exist? And then you've got cities. Apparently, it's 420 cities marked up. You've got Jerusalem, which is a star fort, but a cog, a wheel. What's it looking like that for in 1290 is beyond me, but it says it's from the book of Ezekiel, like a wheel within a wheel, like Ezekiel's wheels, which I mentioned in my last post. The center of the known inhabited world. And on many maps, it's Meridian. And it is on the map of Monday as well. It's Meridian is Jerusalem, as it is on many others. And I've seen some with, obviously it's Greenwich Mean Time now, but I mean, I've seen Rome and I've seen Jerusalem. Maybe Constantinople, I can't remember. Anyway, I've seen different ones. And this is a Rome, which looks nothing like what you'd expect. It's more templar and no Roman stuff as such. And Paris is where it's at, apparently. It looks a bit like Rome. It's got a lot of stuff going on. So, anyway, so 1275. Studied by theologians. I wouldn't even trust one of them as far as I could throw a theologian. Every single theologian I've ever had a conversation with have lost their shit. Remember that theologian we talked to, Nora? She lost her shit. But we were with a guy called Lucifer. What was his name? I can't remember. He had a YouTube handle with Lucifer in it. Anyway, the chronology of ancient kingdoms amended was by Isaac Newton, and he calls out the chronology not in the same way as I just explained, but he says that all of this first conquest, the memory of first things in Europe by the Persians and by Alexander the Great, and he brings it all forward. He proposes this to the Queen of England. Interesting that this is in a Roman and not numeral. When did they write this? It's got to be 1660, something like that. 66 with the Great Fire of London. Anyway, all of these books are going to be linked up, and I'm going to share some images now because, as I said, this vlog is going to be moving on quickly because I've got a flat date to come. Now, again, with Methuselah, right? So she's arriving out of the water, and it's just like in the Matrix. It's like, my eyes, you've never used them before. Oh, my skin, what's that stuff? It's called air. Oh, it's cold. You'll be okay. It's new. Oh, look, she got a little knit comb. Maybe they come through nitty. But this is why they look like they might be waterborne. Oh, it's blotches. I thought she had herpes. And look, she's just arrived. And who's in charge? Cool dog-head captain. He's got some Phoenician slippers on. I don't know what he's got in his Phoenician slippers there. What that is, I do not know. But let's check out Doghead. Okay. He's a man. He's a man with a plan. He's got some funky T-shirt thing on. Look at that. That is an actual T-shirt. That would be okay in the modern day. Some weird thing on the sleeve, like proper. Yeah. And he's got an overarm sash. Oh, he's actually a stag. And the other one's sort of flouncing around, doing stuff. There's a stack of stags there. I think they're eating somebody. Something else could be going on. So, okay. So, some period in the past. Has antiquity fallen at all? No, he's got the evil little cherubs taking a piss on them as they come through. Bit of welcome. So, there you go. Out of the Phoenician, well, Bethesda did arrive. Bath Esther. Also, the narrative for Mercury and Venus, apparently planets, but they give human attributations. They tell you quite a bit about them, what weapons, their wing boots. And look at this Phoenician stuff going on. The empty plaques again, no dates, same anomalous. Oh, they're pine cones. Some of these vegetations, we don't know what they are. And again, blindfold, on with the laurel leaf of control. And this ball, you'll see a little bit later, is important. It's important. I do not know why it's important, but it's important. It could be a weapon or a comet, as I will show you very, very shortly. That's Venus. And a little bit more. This is Venus and the nymphs. If anyone knows where these hang out, they got to be somewhere. I've been down my woods. Never heard no sirens or anything. Only the police sirens. So, yeah, they hang around. Venus, she came out of the water, as we know. Even in the official narrative, she arrives out of the water. And the nymphs, they live in the water. But they can personify into a physical form and then sort of get funky. So there's many of these. I'll just show you one more quickly. It's the Book of Hours. And that ball that I just mentioned, Jesus wants as well. But isn't this amazing, right? It's gold leaf, Book of Hours as well. It's 12.50. And it's got a fractal pattern in the middle. Some sort of realm in a ball, and even really interesting geometric pattern around the Christ figure here. And he's standing upon a ball again. But this, I've seen this. He got the compass, like a sonic compass, blue. Even the blue would mean something. And this same V-neck as you get in Michelangelo's Jesus Christ picture. There's interesting. It's like they even know what V-neck he wears. And, here's another, Luke. And he's writing stuff down. And he's hanging out with his goat, cow, moose thing with wings. Look at their beautiful marble columns. And the shells. The ever-present shells. Oh, Luke. And here's Christ on the Masonic checkerboard floor. They're going for the orange look this time. And he's like, give me that ball, ma'am. Later you'll be able to use it to some great extent. And they're like, praise be. So, who was Jesus' grandparents? Who was Mary's mother? And who was Mary's father? And who was Joseph's mother and father? Because I'd really like to know. Did they know? Did they find? So there she is again, Methuselah. Eternal and beautiful, and arrives out of the water. They probably last a long time. I doubt they die. She's got that real nice heavenly glow going on. And he's catching a look. He's like, Jesus Christ, you see what just come out of the water? About bleeding time. See, should have put them pedals there earlier, mate. And she's not a giant. It's a shrubbery. It's a shrubbery. oh, what we have for dinner today? So they're not all bad. He's got a dick on his head. It's not too good on the old head wear, must they? And she's like, oh, did you have to wear that dickhead tonight, dickhead? It's like, my name's Richard. Richard Head the Third. What are we eating? We are cutting up an Oreo and a piece of bread. An Oreo biscuit and a piece of bread for dinner in medieval times. Praise be. Ooh. Don't get it wrong. Don't wash the dishes with our saviour. Okay. So apparently she knows what he looks like. Okay. It's got blood on it. She's like, this is what it looked like, yo. Isn't it cruel? It's a bit cruel. Faces. Fishies. Ugh. God, looks like shit, don't he? It's a bad time. He looks like shit took a shit. But he has been crucified. Here's my favourite look. Michael. Okay. Battering a demon. Look at the bottom demon's face. He's like, oh, I can see right up her skirt. So let's check out. Now, I'm not taking a piss. I literally love all Archangel Michael's stuff. All the more since I fancy she may be a demon. Check this out. That's not a man. That's a chick. She's got a little like sort of breastplates on her armor. Yeah, and a little mini skirt. I dig dudes wore mini skirts, right? In them days. And check out that tech shield going on. The plasma discharge. I hope he was guilty. He never got the wrong man. I always get my man. You know, don't see the judge, jury, and executioner didn't show any evidence. Just like just nail him. So you know, just saying. Here's Hairy Mary. Okay, personification of Mary, and she's got a lot of hair. A lot of. Oh, what happened? Right, is she got overgrown pubic area. So there's churches even back then, 1,000 years ago. So this church in the background would have actually been built in like the first millennium AD that didn't exist because it's all smashed up like a show in there. This is the massacre of the innocents. Another exciting chapter in the Bible. You get a lot of exciting chapters in the Bible. There's a lot of death and stuff going on. Did Satan say he was Jesus? Well, it's supposed to be the false prophet, isn't it, in the end days? And the greatest lie ever told was getting everyone to believe I didn't exist, is another one. So that's pretty tempting in itself. Although I doubt many people in this day and age would doubt the existence of some evil presence who these work for. So here's Einstein doing the old Illuminati triangle. There he was, an Illuminati angel. Bit of a bitch as well. His husband was mutt ugly. Look at fucking Cyril. Why ain't he cold today, Matt? No thanks, Cyril. Oh, all right, eh? Looks like my coal man. Leather gloves. Well, you're going to hide them manly hands. And they're just mammalians. Look at his face. So switcheroonies, definitely. Look, my God, no offense. And I do appreciate beauty, you know, people are beautiful inside, but there is a limit, guys. Okay, there she is. He is just after he's not had a shave. And apparently they adopted 2 children. They look Romanian, possibly Jewish. She looks like she might be Anne Frank. I don't know. So there he is. Got him out before apparently the Germans went batshit crazy, apparently killing them all and all that. So they got him out, took him to America. There he is. Family all together, all spooky like, apparently. A bit like today. There she is. Jesus Christ almighty, that's hard on the ice, isn't it? Okay, now what is she on? She want to knock that drugs in the head. Look at him. He always looks like he'd done something really, really naughty. Haven't he? He's got like, I shouldn't have done that face, haven't he? And she's got the he shouldn't have done that face also. Ugh. Let's have a look. There, oh my God. Look at his face. It's like that. You do not want to be caught on camera looking like that, love. I'm about to make an important nuclear bomb presentation on this microphone. The whole of America. You don't talk like that because he's not Cockney. Okay. So Einstein and his wife are incredibly ugly, terrible people. Oh, the Japanese, I've got a towel. I pinned it here. Okay, you probably could pull this up and you could write down where it is and put that into Google search, and it will take you straight to that island in Japan. Why are we looking at it? Well, for reset reasons. They're all a bit weird in this Japan, aren't they, anyway? And they have a dick day. Okay, not that there's anything wrong with that. Next week, we're having an 80s party for Flatmass, and we're going to get down and funky. Okay, it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be Casey and the Sunshine Band on acid thrice. So, yeah, they got this town. Nobody lives there, but there is a population. What does he mean? Nobody lives there, but there's a population. Well, what they did is apparently they built an entire town, or got a town, and they've inhabited it full of, if you look on Google, they're not real. They are made of rags, and they're dummies, and they are the whole town, even the high school, are dummies, and nobody's real. Maybe it was like a bit of art, thinking it's funny. You know, it's Japanese after all. Look, she's not real. No, that's not a pushchair. That's a dummy. Like Guy Fawkes. And no, these are not children. If only, no, they're not humans at all. They are dummies. So what are they saying? Are they saying we killed the entire population and we've replaced them with dummies so nobody would discover if they zoomed in us on Google? Because that's looking sinister in itself. What's going on with that? And is this like an oversized kebab box? School. They got a high school, so they're all doing oops upside your head on the school gymnasium floor, as you do. But they're not human at all, are they? They are all not human. They are dummies, which is really weird and creepy. Where's the population? No population, just dummies. They could have killed them. I can't see the effort in leaving a town empty with all the people stuff in there. Look, there's belongings, there's boxes, there's stuff, there's a high school, everything looks clean. It's not a museum, because if it was, it'd be the shittest museum. Even the giant elastic band ball is better than that. But actually, that's quite good. I'd go and see that. But you know what I mean. Somebody's going to tell me in comments. I went to see that massive elastic band ball, man, and it was fantastic. And I'll be like, yeah, I know. So, yeah, that's sinister, isn't it? They got a rainbow thing going on as well. And balloons. But no one's human, unfortunately. They're all dummies. Nothing sinister going on with that. That's just normal behavior. Okay, don't worry about that. Right. Let me just come back for a minute, see how you're getting on. We're going to look at bells being blessed next. And next week, or on the weekend, for a lot of you, it's going to be Christmas, isn't it? So 527 of you on a Monday night. That's pretty good, isn't it? Super fantastic. So after that little lot, you can check all that stuff for yourself. I don't think, in all honesty, you can actually come to a conclusion at the end of reading all of that the first millennium AD existed, because there's too much evidence that it's not there. And what evidence is there is just fragments and sketchy and could be from any time. And as I showed you, all the documents are spread out over 1,500 years. They look fucking same to me. So they to you. It's like there's one style of stupid apocalyptic cartoons and nothing else going on. Even the sex manual look the same. It's just all of it. AI, who even knows? Esley, one drink, a statement saved for persecution. Oh, I don't know. Einstein. Oh, no, it's Einstein. Is it stone? Stone. Einstein means stone. Thick as a stone. Sarah Mason, they do know. Oh, yeah, they do. I know. Vibes, good to see you, lovely. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being all of you for bringing your happy vibrations. No, I said I've been here for like 8 days or something, but it's been mad bad winter. I've been, what's the word? Ebbing. I've been ebbing. Pamela, good to see you. Mac Trom. Bal, be less Lord lowered. Okay. This world is fucking weird. You know it is really, really weird. And it's just a lie. It's just, it doesn't take a lot to actually go into these things and look for yourself. Thank you, Trees of Smuts, for all the links. Hiya, Cheech. Hiya, Oliver. Just a bit of research. Canada, good to see you. If you're willing to read loads of shit. Oh, Cheech. Diana. Academia's only got certain sources, the same as us guys. And spelled now with the internet as well. Just look what they're looking at and try and find better. Really. It's cool. Viv. DNN. Because it makes us credible in my eyes. Our information is credible as academia's. And they are alternative theses. I don't see what's wrong with any of them. They are giving good evidence. There's no hard evidence for the first millennium AD. No hard evidence. Brian, Bodada back, Angela, Baby Carson, Double Flat Thumbs, Flat Earth Lady, Mac Trum, Sherry Ives. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? Sherry Ives. Sherry Ives. Bructus, good to see you. Sherry. I'm not going to sing the rest. Princess Town, I haven't seen Walking Dead, Kimberly. I haven't got a television, don't watch telly. So it was Rena. And Lautrec. Einstein could mean Wellstone. Yeah, it does, Lautrec. It does. I love your work. Not really. And it's nothing it's not because you're short. Karen. Dave Knuckles is in the house. God, it's proper raining. So yeah, 500 you. Make sure to subscribe. If you liked all of the cool shit we did this year, buy me a cup of coffee. I really do need it. Christmas is coming. I got a Christmas vlog ready for you. I will add loads to it because I got shitloads of stuff actually. If I'm away for like 8 days, I got like a lot of stuff. I already had a lot of stuff to begin with. So walk. Do you know? Looking 702 and Matthew Titus. Good to see you. Einsteiner, go. You better watch out. You better beware. See. Who sung Einsteiner, go? Landscape. Fucking pop-tastic, Martin. Landscape. God, I got that shit that out of nowhere. Grabbed it out there. Classic record. Good to see you, Philip. GDM. So yeah, make sure there's 500. You make sure not to miss. I don't know what you're all doing for Christmas. If you're all gonna have a little drinky, or I'll make it entertaining for you all. Okay, you'll have a good time. Don't worry about it, and I will blow your minds. So make sure to come back for a flatter day. This is just us getting in the mood. Yeah, because it's the week to come. I know we don't have to do all of the bullshit. We'll do an alternative thing like a flat Earth British Flatmass. Fuck it. Tommy, what's happening, my brother? Much love to you as well. And Wilts, still about. Pamela, and if I missed you, I will come back and show you all later. And show some bells now. Now, we talk about bells quite a lot. I'm wondering how far back bells do go, because they are in the Gothic cathedrals that you could attribute to 1,000 years ago. But did the bells go in as a later adaptation? Okay, is the belfries free for a reason because there was no bells in them? Is this a more recent tech? Did they have bells in the Bible? I'm not going to say the first millennium AD, but from biblical times, did they have bells? Now, the bell tech is definite. There's no doubt about these vibrational qualities causing healing, and could be used anything from a weapon to a diving module to a vibrational instrument to a musical instrument. There's 101 uses for bells, but one thing we can agree on is they are a technology. You can get them with Vajras. I posted one only yesterday, some sort of strange Vajra with glass balls on the end, look like a god killer weapon. The story of Anne Frank isn't true. It was written by a biro pen and it wasn't actually invented at the time he wrote it. So he sort of got busted, Otto, didn't he? And plus, it's a bit shit, really, isn't it? Having all your family murdered, apparently, in a concentration camp, being the only survivor. And what? You lost all your family? If that was my daughter, your daughter got fucking, like, you know, murdered, like terrible things happening to her in like a concentration camp, yeah, it'd be fucked. You wouldn't want to be cranking up and writing fucking books about it all. Think about it. It doesn't fit the MO of a grieving man and all his family. Fuck off. Fuckos. S. Cook, good to see you, my brother. Martin is God's alarm clock. There you are. I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping for that, my friend. It's been hard, but I dig that because that's what gives me the edge. When everyone else is all fucking cushy and comfy, they just ain't got it because they're not on the edge in the same way, which is what gives me the edge. 111 is really 666 due fact. 333 is the devil's hour if it happens in the morning. In the night, 333. Okay, let's show you some bells. Now, there is some reason, apparently, in the past where they bless bells. I mean, religious leaders. I got some pictures here of Hungary in the 1930s. And do the deaf hear what they see? I'm going to have to think about that later. That's every time I got to have a deep philosophical thought then, and I'd be like, it's not time for it when you're live, really. So bells be blessed. Now, these are in Hungary, and they basically got some beautiful bells. I'm wondering if any of these bells, like some of them are dated. Not these ones exactly, but there are some that are dated, but not from first millennia or that old. God, she's a big kid, isn't she? Jesus. So, yeah, they got some new bells coming to the town. Sort of a chalk number on there. I can see Urt Adam and Budapest. So, they're from possibly Budapest, okay? That's a nice photograph. And they basically put them on floats and they worship them. They take them through the town. Everyone turns up in the neighborhood and they can put them flowers all over them. And it looks like this church, is suffered some sort of damage, but this is the 1930s, so I'm not sure if it's World War II, but look at that. All CNI and a plasma thing. So, yeah, that's a small bell, isn't it? So they're getting that out. No, it's just the facade. It's just the front is off. And this is glue. This is that epoxy resin that holds facades on. The rest is still there. They've hit the facades off. That is it. There's no bomb damage here. That's just the facades hit off. That's a repair job. And they're replacing the bell. And the eagle wings open. On top of what looks like a palm tree. Budapest. Sure about that. Oh, look at them down there, though. Whoa, look at them. A bit different then. First class bit of sculpturing. Karagawa. I thank you so much, Karagawa. It's really lovely. And this church looks like it's in the mud. It literally looks like it's in the mud, but it is an obscure picture. But if you look, it's got like a muddy line halfway through the door and halfway just below them windows. And this looks like it's all been scrubbed away, if you know what I mean. I know it's a terrible image, but there's definitely a line there, and it looks like there's lower windows below that line. So this bell has been buried in the mud, and they're not specific how it got in the mud. Folden. Flood. And two more bells here. I don't know if we've got anyone that speak Hungarian. That would be handy. They always got the same top. No, they haven't, because that one haven't. Plate on that one. So, yeah, buried in the mud. And outside of a church that's seemingly buried in the mud. Interesting. So, let's have a look at these. Oh, they look very Hungarian. This is in the 1916, October the 27th, day after my son's birthday. Got a little bell, two bigger bells. This is specific stuff, man. And if they charm me, it's going to be like structured metal. He's doing like, he needs glasses. You can't even see. Whoa, that guy there. He's nothing like all of them. He's like ghostly. He's like haunting. Whoa, he's Weird. That's weird. That's weird. That is. I don't like that. I don't even know why I don't like that, but I don't. Okay. 2 belfries here. They put them up in there, and you can see they got the scaffold, and it's just on the ledge, excuse me, and they're putting them in. So they're equipping them at this time with bells, but they look like older bells. This one's got like a burnt scuff out of it, and it really does look like an old bell. But there it is. Everyone in the town turns up. And it was always about the bell in an emergency, in an earthquake. I'm guessing if there was earthquakes all over the world, every bell in the world would start, wouldn't it? Every bell in the world would start. So, yeah, this is an interesting little church here, and they're lifting it up. Can't see where it's going, but sizable bell. And a nice crucifix going on there. Oh, right, there you are. And they're lifting it up there. Budapest again. Nice little mud flood building. So, and this is, I'm guessing, when the Kaiser ordered all of the removal of all church bells in the whole of the Hungaro-Austrian Empire. Austro-Hungarian Empire. I always spoon her up. I use that for fucking some reason. So, yeah, they're beautiful ornamental. They've taken them all down. That one's snapped. How do you snap a bell? Huh. They're weighing them there because there's the scales. And then what? They turn them into gunmetal. There's a nice bayonet there. Turn them into gunmetal then for armaments for the First World War, apparently. And then blocks are for ballast, maybe. So World War II as well, Hitler did the same. So they say it's a different metal that they're using in the past than they use now. They replaced all the bells. This is like maybe after the First World War. I'm thinking early 1930, I read. And then it's like, oh, thanks. We got a new bell for our cathedral after all the bells got taken down. And that was his own people. I don't know what was going on there. And Churchill ordered in World War II, no bells to be rung for the whole of the war until Al Alamein victory. Got glasses on. So, yeah, they've pimped up that. Pimp up my bell. Pimp up my bell. Okay. So the whole town turns out, yeah. Jesus, look at the width for that guy. He could eat 3 of me. Look at him. He's as wide as I am tall. Jesus. He probably carries the bell, though, in all honesty. So, whole town's turns out. And they got some nice new shiny bells. New shiny bells. Okay. He's doing steel drum. He said, did you know I could do this? Ding, 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 ding. Come sing me now. Sing me Montego Bay. And they're all doing a wicked little skanky dance. Can you see that? No, because it only exists in my imagination. So there's a fish head. It's got a fish head. And he's doing some blessing on that bell. Hope he's not touching it inappropriately. I think I just touched this bell. See, confession's weird. You couldn't go into a confession in this day and age and say you killed anybody because they'd fucking phone the Babylon. They're not like they got that doctor-patient thing. It's like, forgive me, Father, I've sinned. What have you done? I touched myself. Oh, could you tell me more? No. They want to know details, especially if you're female. Don't tell them that if you're female. Don't fucking tell the vicar that if you're female. Like, oh, hang on a minute. You hear some rustling noises. That's in getting the Kleenex off. Yes, could you tell me? So, yeah, another bell. Up the bells. Settable, bettable. Okay, we got a nice bell hoist there. More popey dudes. Fucking hell. Poor old choir boys in them days, eh, guys? Jesus Christ. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you saying? What are you saying? We're saying poor fucking choir boys. These ones, sure. I seen them at St. Paul's Cathedral once, and I felt really sorry for them. I walked past them, I thought, oh, you poor boys, you're all buggered senseless, aren't you? I went up past. They're like, yes, can you help us? Nah, man, I'm a free man. I live on the edge, in the fringe, in between. You can't see me, I'm not here. That's how I was. Look at that. He's got his head chopped off. Is that a person? I don't know. So they got some really nice, shiny new bells there. Yeah. Just going to rub some holy water on the bells and make them holy so they give us holy sound through the holy streets. Cool. Oh, it's a big crane on this one. I wonder if anyone actually got killed with a bell. A bell disaster. So, yeah, and then later on, you get the Bell Communications, Alexander Graham Bell, a quinky dink that he invents the telephone, isn't it? With his name Bell. You can't make that shit up, can you? It's a wonder the guy who invented television wasn't called television. They don't know who invented it. They say he's not John Lukey Beard, but he was a spiritualist and used it for psychic communication. So anyway, some Domine de Padre. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Oh, hang on. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, they put some lashes over them. This really shiny, beautiful metal. And I'm going to say some holy stuff at them. Make sure them bells go up. Listen, is that for the diocese of Michael? Something to do with Michael again. Nicholas got to be Michael, haven't it? Wow. Beautiful bell, that one. And you got 3 here. Ding dong ding, ding dong dong, dong ding ding, dong ding ding, ding ding dong, dong ding ding, ding ding dong. Probably not like that though. And then you got to get them on a wagon. So they did deliver them on wagons in them days. Is that on a wagon or a train? I don't know. But the whole town turns out to watch the priest spank all holy water all over them, is what he's doing. But I think it works, holy water. I don't know. I think it must be just the way the Matrix is. Because I definitely think if you was like to be attacked by an evil demon and you was like, water pistol full of holy water. Not that you'd have any carrying around with you, but I'm sure it's easy to knock some up. Just say a few prayers over some water. Fucking Bob's your uncle. I'm going to be like ordained. He's not ordained, is he? He's probably a paedophile. So I'm just saying. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's rubbing up against it. He's like, oh, fucking hell. That looks like he's having sex with the bell. And yeah, our turn next. Oh, 99. Oh, she's lovely. Rub that bell. Ooh. So I think there's a bit of that going on. Why does churchy people look like? I was going to say proper gay. I didn't mean that. But yeah, fuck. And they're all dressed in weird clothes, aren't they? That's a nice one. Nice shiny bell. Don't know where it's going. It's up in the air. So look at the size of this one. They even give you like, look at this guy's glasses here, guys. That's scary, isn't he? He's like from another dimension. Now we got some camera stuff going on. We're looking soldier. This looks a bit later, this does. And we got a nice, massive bell. Look at the size of that compared to the people. Wow, that's pretty impressive. So, Hungary got some cracking little bells. Bells. That one got a Christy on it. Beautiful. Imagine founding these things. But like I said, they made specific metal. Must have sounded absolutely beautiful. 1926, after the First World War, and it's to commemorate the Great War from 1914 to 18, and a load of the dead names. Oh, so they can chime the dead names through the ether. Oh, fucking very nice. Good. Typical religion. Everything about religion sucks, doesn't it? And marriage, what? Putting a Satan's band on your finger and then doing a contract. Yeah. I don't even think anybody can sell their souls. I don't think your souls are yours to fucking sell. I think you've done a deal before you even got in ya. Okay. There was some sort of contract to go through this bullshit. And because you were so like, oh, God, get me the fuck away from the other place was, we went along with it. And it's like, well, have you been in the earthly realm? Yeah. What's it like? What's the highlights? The women. What, any others? I'll tell you if it comes to me. Beautiful sunset. Okay. Any others? I'll tell you if any spring to mind, Matt. Okay. There's my interpretation of reality for tonight. So what are you saying there? James Latimer, good to see you. One more. Oh, I said that. Bloody fucking blinking egg. Cheers, Bonnie. Merci, Mathieu. Merci beaucoup to you too. Thank you so much. Oh, it's Buddha there. Good to see you. I'm seeing you around, Bubba Mo. I've been around for a while. Makes me think of the Good Old Bell Project. Oh, yeah, that's another one. Do you ever see the Bell Tour, AC/DC? Hell's Bells. They had a giant bell over the tour and bang, bang before the gig. I don't like that Brian Jones. He shouldn't have fucking bothered. Okay. So, pants on shirt. Martin, you described it really well. Oh, thank you. You look straight on. You see beautiful women. Yes, that's one of the best parts of this place. And turn your head from corner of your eye. You see a dog head. Okay, fine, thank you. Beautiful women. Bubba Ken. Toulouse-Lautrec. No, not the Toulouse bit. Your name's Anne. Oh, no, you were laughing at Anne. Okay. Brian Evans. Roly-poly fish heads, eat them up. And there's Joe there, and beautiful Joe, and she's laughing. So, birth contraction. Oh, I was going to talk about birth as well in this because, you know, the whole thing of, you know, birth, canal, the old watery theme. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen these creepy videos going around of this transhumanization human process out of water going around the last few days. I don't want to show any of this on my channel because I know there's an agenda attached to it and I'm not going to do their job for them. Esley, same as I did with a Novid. It's obvious. They're like, whoa, there's fucking 10,000 channels out there. They're going to talk about this stuff all day long. And there was. I was like, oh, fucking great. Can't even see the wood for the trees. Except some of them deliberately wanted to do it. I'm not going to mention any names. Kay, good to see you. Viv, Kim. Ooh. Day gone night. Fish god hatch, yeah. Oh yeah, the muffler, it's all gone. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. But it's also it's fish. It's sperm. It's spun. Yeah, it would be with him. So, not to keep slagging off the religion or anything, because I'm not really. I'm interpreting it. I'm picking it apart. There's truths in everything, okay? And the truth is we don't know anything about this place. We don't even know when we are. I don't think there's any years. I don't think there's time. Life, death, no. All of it. Even their illness was bullshit. Dis-ease, they create dis-ease. It's just no. All of it is them. I just keep putting it to proof year after year, showing them an age. Fuck. What? No. I don't know. None of you. You're forbidden to be old, okay? You're not going to be old, pearl rinse, pooing yourself, okay, guys? You're forbidden. You're forbidden to die in that context, and you're forbidden, okay, to get old. You must stay young and beautiful and fantastic forever. Well, not forever. Forever in a beautiful, caring, non-psychopathic matrix would be very, very nice, wouldn't it? I'm sure a lot of you have got contact issues with people since all of the, you know, truth and that. We all have. That's why I started having, like, you know, we had like flat earth conventions like 2018, 2017, and then they just didn't bother again. Nobody. I thought, fuck it, I'll do it. So I had two last year, one in 2019, one in 2020. One. I don't know. I'm losing time. Yeah, 2021 and 2020. Yeah, that's right. I had two. Fucking hundreds and hundreds have been to these things, but nobody else is doing it. Like, and it's just like, who the fuck do you talk to? Who'd you talk to? It's just like, what are you gonna say? You know, I go to town, I start a conversation, I get kicked out because I said like, Earth's flat or fucking history's a lie, which it is, and it is. So fuck off. The world is creepy. It is creepy, but I'm up for it anyway. I bet you I'm creepy. Kimberly. I'm tougher than them. Anyway, and I know I am. So, can you circumcise a bell? Can you circumcise a bell? Again, too much thought. I'll have to give that some contemplation later on, Lee, okay? It's too deep a question. It's just wreck my brain constantly. The clangers, that was last week, Dark Deco, when we covered the moon. We talked about the clangers and the soup dragon being a very possible thing. Okay. Vertical, good to see you. Maybe communication devices like Graham's bells ones were to contact the god. Now, Andy Warhol had a telephone that he said was a direct communication to God. He gave it as a gift to Jim Morrison, by all accounts. He said, "Oh, thanks, a phone." He's like, "Yeah, it's the hotline to God. It's like, if you pick," this is how he spoke. Yeah. So if you pick it up, you could speak to God. So apparently you can speak to God. So I got like a psychic version of a psychic telephone. Okay. Tat, sat works. So is the vibration of vibrations. Tat is, but stretch them out a bit and say them vibrationally, not as words. So tat is like, I'm ringing. Okay. I'm ringing you on your call, on your phone. And sat is for the satisfaction of your omnipotent one. So that is tat, sat. Try and stretch it out if you do that mantra. Mantras are very handy. I do all sorts of mantras. I do Zen Buddhist mantras, my favorite. Bigger one a bit, and they are a bit much, but I do them. Jason Gar, for spiritual purposes. Don't you know? Sure. Because I'm probably spiritual. All my days, things are spiritual thoughts, and I try to think of how I can do some good and how can I be kind without fucking my life up anymore, is one of the things I was thinking. Because that's pretty detrimental, is being kind and leaving yourself with sweet fuck all. It's just stupid. I'm not going to be doing that next year at all. But I learned my lesson there. Viv, Deco, happy and lovely job. Virtual hug. See what I mean? It's fucked up. The whole of the internet, this is keeping people in. And they're going to have a surrogate life. They can, never like years ago before the internet. We actually went out and went to pubs and stuff and spoke to people. And we had blueses, reggae blueses and stuff like that. And music. And it was fab. And we never had like texts or any way of communicating. We used to do a thing called telephone box. Write letters as well to communicate to people who were in different countries. And we managed fucking fine. The world was fab. It was much better. He didn't on the fucking device all day. It's nuts. Anyway, the whole thing is nuts. They give them devices to kids. So what? You're going to give like some little kid fucking easy access to all of that fucking pornography that's on there? Is it? You want to have a rethink about that somehow? And literally everything is available to any age on these phones. How is that even permissible? See? Ban them all. Get rid of them all. Don't even want them anymore. Go back to the Nokia 3310. We managed fine in the 80s, guys. It was fab. We didn't have none of this caper, Now everyone's looking at their phones, talking bollocks. Oh, look at it. I'm telling you what. No, that vanity, I'll get them. That vanity you watch. That's their demise. The vanity in the mirror. I can guarantee you. Okay, guys? You can see the change. And there's just the whole culture of vanity and all of this greed that they're doing at the moment. And they take everything for granted. They moan about stupid shit. That doesn't even matter. You shouldn't even be moaning anyway. You should be grateful because you're not in agonizing fucking elephant man state or whatever. But they don't see it like that. Three fingers. See, they're fucked up and they don't even know it. Yeah? Joked. They don't even know it. Neil, good to see you. So, Deco, Nobel Prize. Oh, yeah. See, invent Nobel Prize. Brilliant, that is. Who said that? They got nice. Thanks for being a member. That's really, really good. But, like, how do you have a Nobel Peace Prize? Nobel. That's brilliant. The inventor of dynamite. Well, I invent dynamite and then I make a peace prize. And I'll give it to Obama, who ordered the death of like hundreds of thousands of poor people in Iraq and wherever else they like to kill people. Am I wrong? No. I am Jay Smith. Martin finds these pictures just wow. I got millions, mate. I got literally, because I don't like to repeat, but we've been collecting pictures for years, me and Lee now, and I've got like millions. If I could find a way to get them all into one place, that would be fantastic. It'd be the biggest free picture source on the internet. It's just millions. I got so many. All them years of collecting, all them flatter days, all them shows, all the ones that I never published. It's just wow, really. Roly poly fish heads. So that's what I got to work on. Right, I've been talking. Is coming up to 9 o'clock. I've been talking to some 7. So that's a 2-hour vlog. That's fantastic. What have I been talking about? I don't. Check all of them. I'm going to link all of them up. Check them out for yourself now. Read all of them PDFs. Some of them are fucking really brilliant. And they will tell you that there's evidence for 300 years of the first millennium, iffy 300 years, tops, in antiquity. And that is it. That is it, guys. Okay. And there's no, mostly Polish histories missing, and other histories are completely missing. So, and all we got is plant agents, whoopee. And then we had the Saxons, but we know very little about them. Apparently they disappeared and they left, or just inhabited, and they left all of their gold, but they buried it all, so it's all supposed to be down there, according to the Sutton Hoo discovery. But we know nothing of the Saxons, which were Germans. And the Angles, another tribe from apparently Central Europe, the Anglo-Saxons. We know as little of them as we do as the Vandals or any of these ancient, apparent civilizations. We know a zip, nothing. They're just names. Just names. Stupid. Anyway. Britain was something completely different, I guarantee you that. And all these Bible stuff and all of that, I got it in my head that all this Jesus stuff went down right here where I am in Cardiff. Resting place of Joseph Arimathea, and then, Ross goes on about it and all this Jesus stuff, and then where's he now? So that's what makes me think that there was something in it. Think about it. Yeah, no. Rowena, what are you saying? We should use copper and brass garden tools. That's true, that is. That's really true. I heard that. I did have a copper rake years ago, or hand rake. I don't know what happened to that. It was nice. So I haven't got a garden anymore. I used to love gardening. That's why I worked in a garden centre. Claire, because I like being in the mud. Smell of that earth stuff. It's lovely. And Welsh mud, it's good enough to eat. Don't eat the Welsh mud, but it is really, really meaty. We have meaty mud. Ken Boulder, good to see you. School bells, all in, a bottle of gin. Unless you're not playing, they used to say in my school when they used to ring the bell. Now they're electronic. I know. They're like, get in, bitches. What kind of metal? Okay. Well, obviously brass. So they would have had some content of tin and copper, because the tin makes it brass, which is why Britain is called Britain, because it's bright tin, because the Phoenicians came here mining tin for their brass tools, weapons, and statues of the so-called Bronze Age, which is why they attributed the bronze. So tin came out of, coincidentally, Phoenicia, and Cornwall, and other places in Britain as well, north of England, which is why bright tin. We had bright tin, Brit tin. That was part of the bells, but I don't know if they went right back. I just can't think how far back they go. Some of these early neo-Gothic cathedrals that I've seen in Europe had nowhere for a bell. Nowhere for a bell. Now I think about that. So, Goths, downfall of the crust. They've been around a while, the Goths. I wonder if they've always been depressing. It's you wouldn't have a very good date with a Goth, would you? You'd be trying to crack in jokes and all of that. Do you smile? No. What bands do you like? Let me guess. Something really depressing. Let's have a think. I was going to say Echo and the Bunnymen, but I love Echo and the Bunnymen. What Goths listen to, guys? Placebo, then, isn't it? I don't know. Bramwell, good to see you. Thanks for being a member. He's still only interested in thing going, hippie shit. You talking about me or somebody else? I'm beyond all that ego thing now. There's nothing like a bit of being in the shit to drop you right down into like grounded. Not that I'm not grounded, but I do appreciate that I am. Because it's transparent and trying too hard. It's transparent as well. You have to use the 1982 pennies or they zinc into the ground. Is that so? We used to have gold in our coins. Oh, it's Depeche Mode. I like Depeche Mode. I really do. But they do all that and all of this satanic stuff and the one fucking thing. I seen Blondie's playing in Cardiff Castle. I love Blondie. I'd love to go and see her. But her last tour she did, have a look on when she did Glastonbury Live. It was about 4 years ago, before COVID. She was fan-fucking-tastic, mind. She's a brilliant singer now. For her age, but they had like the all seeing eye or one eye in the background. It's just like all of these pop stars. If they don't do that shit, then they're not going to be able to, be a famous pop star. Nirvana, you know, he blew his head off, didn't he? Apparently, last gig he did was in King's Pub in Newport here in Wales. I seen a Damned a couple of times. So Rat Scabies, who was the drummer of the Damned, he threw a drumstick, and my mate behind me, Bugsy, caught it. I nearly had Rat Scabies drumstick. Captain Sensible was quite famous then because he just had Happy Talking. That was South Pacific when he did that punk version. But the Damned were a fucking brilliant band. You want to hear Eloise? Oh man, it blew my head off. They literally brought the roof down. It was super duper loud. But really good band, though, Damned. Yeah, man. Flat thumbs for the Damned. Flat thumbs. So, I seen all of them bands back in the day. I was into them all. I was into like, UK subs and things like that. Charlie Adler. You wouldn't know all that. Split Ends. No, I haven't seen Split Ends, but they were good. They were good, Dan. They were a good old band, but not very goth. So, Molakat Dama, don't know what that is. LT Goods in the house. Good to see you. Not fused. And there's Rowena, who's also a member. Popular stars, pretty much all satanic, mate. Yeah, I know that. There are good artists. It's like, I used to think Bob Marley was outside of it, but like, fucking all the internet's flooded with him doing Illuminati symbology and thinking about, you won't really get a world tour and be one of the biggest stars or the biggest reggae star in the world if you're not really on the payroll with them. And that I think that's definitely the case. And you notice all these bitches who went with the COVID thing and all that? They give them all fucking big tours. Liam Gallagher now, big fucking stadium. I can sing all Oasis songs and all that, right? I'm fucking brilliant, I am. And because he went with all that. The ones that didn't, they ain't got tours. Don't see Ian Brown on tour, do you? Do you know why? Don't see the Verve on tour, do you? Do you know why? Because Richard Ashcroft told him to go and get back. Anyway, that's just some indie blabbing. You don't even know what words I say. If no vid, not novel. Yeah, let's see what they come up with next. I think the weather is going to determine it. I think that cold, everyone in Britain was fucking freezing last week. I used to love the Cotto Twins. I got their back catalogue. She was trippy. You want to hear that tripping? She's like, I can understand what she's saying, guys. And they're like, I know. Never before could I understand her. I seen the Cure at Glastonbury in a thunderstorm. Absolutely fantastic. Maybe 60,000 there. Oh, they were fucking brilliant. Friday, my mind was in the charts when they were there. So it was like probably 1989. Amazing laser show and stuff. They were fantastic, the Cure. They were brilliant. I loved to watch them. I'd see them again. They were really, really good. They were banging. Who was on before them? Psychedelic Furs. They were good too. Back in the day, showing my age now. Okay, no. That's what happens. I remember when I first went to Glastonbury, I was like, Glastonbury green as grass. And by after about a decade of pop festivals, it's like I've been living on them all my life. I just had that look. Festival person about me. Temple Tudor. I love Temple. Oh, fucking hell. No, I haven't seen him. He's a big fucker, isn't he? Swords of a Thousand Men. I don't like Ramones, Brian. Ramones can go and get fucked. They're crap. Yeah, and it's not because of American punks and nothing, and it's nothing to do with that. It's just they literally are shit. Okay? They are. The Addicts I've seen. Okay, yeah, Mark Trum, I've seen the Addicts. Watty just did a tour, The Exploited. I don't know if you know Watty. What is Barmy Army? And he had to cancel his tour in Chile a couple of weeks ago and got flown home to Britain. He's got a massive following in Chile. Apparently, there's loads of punk rockers, and it's all new to them. Fucking hell. Sisters of Mercy, cracking little band. Sisters of Mercy, Street Chief, cracking little band, I must admit. Chub Biscuits, I don't know, not of. Rasta Movement was Freemasonry, no shit. Ra, Star, Ra, R-A, like Ra, Star, Gang, Star, Sis, Star, Bliss, Star, Siren, Sis, Star. Mark, silence also kindness. Yeah, less is more in it. But it's like, I don't believe in dead air, especially in being a YouTube presenter. Damned were originally British punk outfit. They were one with T-Rex and Motorhead, were they? Really good band. Really proper professional early on. They were. The Verve are awesome, Matthew. I'm a big Richard Ashcroft fan. I loved all the early Verve stuff. Yeah, man, fucking wicked. I like so. I'm eclectic. I like everything from. My lifetime listening will probably be a bit of. Well, actually, I'm going through a bit of Mendelssohn at the moment, but I like classical music. But I'll go from there to orbital. Okay, so I'll go like it's pretty wide spectrum of music. So there's Hippie Shape. She's linking at my PayPal. If you want to buy Martin a coffee, boy Martin a coffee. Martin just can't spell. You find a PayPal link, and I would be very, very fucking grateful. Kermisik, Kersmick. What's up, brother? The Dome Mate. Have a lost sheep. Who are you so wise in the ways of everything? I do not know. So, Monica's in the house. Love is the cure. Any more cool bands that I can talk about? Adu T2's in the house. I hear Adu T2 because that was really good. Yeah, thumbs up. And being Autopsy, I don't know them. The Clash I've never seen, but I did see Big Audio Dynamite with Mick Jones. Yeah. They didn't do any Clash numbers, but they did do a couple of good tracks, Big Audio Dynamite. Yeah. I made friends with a bass player. He was a dread and sorted him out. He was wicked. Jammy Vicious, and I didn't get to speak to Mick. I was puking. Should I stay or should I go now? If I stay, there will be trouble. Cure were epic. Yeah. So, King Jan, I tell you, I used to see, they used to have like loads of regulars in Glastonbury, which used to blow my mind. They used to have like Gil Scott Heron. It was always fantastic. And Dr. John, do you know him? I think he's a black magician or something. He's got a walking stick, but fuck me, the music. And they used to have this guy who was like Jimi Hendrix. What was his name? He used to sound exactly like Jimi Hendrix. I can't remember his name now. Sam Fender. Oh, hang on a minute. I got a relative, Sam Fender. Who said that? Is that you, Rowena? My family name, my mother's maiden name is Fender. It's my family name, and I'm a typical Fender. Sam Fender. I think I got a relative, Sam Fender. Seems to wake Georgie boys. Don't know who that is. Maybe they're related. I don't know. Happy Wintergeddon. Pontiac Owl. Got a Pontiac. It's nice. Bone can be belled with a hammer, but flesh can't be. Again, my poor Brian. I know. Flock the Sheep. I don't think I'm subbed to Flock the Sheep, but not on my channel. I should do, though. But I am being like watching any YouTube. So just like, because I'm doing a research thing. How does it feel? Love, joy, division. He's like God up in Stockport, isn't he? They'll have like pictures of Curtis and Curtis on the side of buildings and stuff. He's like their Marley. So I like Sex Pistols, right? But Johnny Rotten is establishment and one of them. Have you seen him lately? Yeah, he looks like a shit out of shit. I mean, he's gone like Mr. fucking Michelin Man. I don't even know what's happened. Still got a lot of respect for him. Barry Manifold. Yeah. I used to like Barry Manifold. I'm not gonna lie. I heard he's a chick though, but oh come on. At the Copacabana. Come on, that was glitz, that was explosions, that was women with feathers and stuff. And Barry, all 6'3" of him, they were all like, "Oh, it's Barry." They all used to try and kiss him, but his nose used to get in the way, so they all ended up kissing his nose at the Copacabana. Music and laughter were all they were after. Is that what they got? And a little bit more. Dave Knuckles, my high school friend's band was good. The Royal Crown Review. And that was my dream, to have a high school band. Like literally, I had a band in school, all right. This is the story. So I had a band in school. We was all right, okay. And we had like practice in my mate's garage, Bod, but he died at 16. Broke all our hearts. And then we started practicing in Sheely's bedroom. Sheely was a really good guitarist, and his brother went on bass. Bugsy's on drums. I'm on rhythm guitar, and Billy, my mate, is singing. So they got a chance to go to a festival in Spain on Friday the 13th. And I'm like, I ain't going. And I was like, okay, we don't need you. I was like, good, I ain't fucking going. They crashed on a Severn Bridge and they all got killed. 4 of my mates, my entire band, dead, except for Billy, who went through the windscreen and then got carved up a little bit, but he was fucking fine at the funeral. But yeah, four boys, one go, all the band dead. Not even joking. And the one before then, Bod, he died as well. I think I better fuck off away from this being a famous rock star, because we had it in our heads that we were going to be the best rock star band in the whole world. Like ever. Yeah. Sheely's inspiration was Hank Marvin. So it was like he was, you know, Fender Stratocaster. Which is brilliant because he was one of the best Stratocaster players in the history of humanity. Phil Collins, no. Sting's coming to Cardiff. I kind of like his music. I like Sting's music. And I still listen to Police albums. You got a Police record? I have, Walking on the Moon. Synchronicity, Invisible Sun. It's quite good, that album. They're quite tuned in, them tracks. No, the Misfits are back out. They just played. Jamie Vicious, the Misfits are back out. They played in the Cavern Club a couple of weeks ago. You're probably wondering how I know all this punk stuff, because it comes up on Facebook, because I'm on like punk skin YouTube Facebook group that shows you all your bands. Ever fallen in love with someone? Ever fallen in love with someone? That's an unfortunate name for a band, isn't it, Buzzcocks? It's like, I'm going to see the Buzzcocks tonight, ma'am. Oh, really? X-Ray Specs? Yeah, they were good. She was good. Polystyrene. I liked her. She was nice. Sid Vicious, poor cunt, gone. Barbra Streisand. What? Sorry, did you say Barbra Streisand? I don't think she quite fits in the categories of what we say. From X-Ray Specs to Barbra Streisand. It's like fucking AC/DC to Kenny Rogers. She was good. But I think she's a dude. I loved her in that film with Robert Redford that she was in. I used to be in love with Shirley MacLaine when I was younger. A big thing for Shirley MacLaine. And Angie Dickinson too. Shirley MacLaine, I still love her. Don't know why. Sonic Youth Wicked. Got plenty of Sonic Youth. The Editors are good. They're all right. I'm not big Editors fans. They're sort of like something I don't listen to very often, like Muse. Although they're good. And Muse are good, but I don't listen to them very often. Joseph Arimathea was tin mine owner in Cornwall. Is that so? Thank you for that chestnut of information. He's buried in the Butte Park. Found his grave. Aussie punks with mullets. Yeah, we have mullets as well. Modest mouse, bright eyes, pick back, Interpol, build to spill. Don't know what they are. Tracks, that sounds like. So I haven't seen Motorhead, but I have seen Hawkwind, and Lemmy was with them then. But I would have loved to have seen Motorhead. Did you go death? The Tatarian Moors would be a good name for a band. I love saying Frank Sinatra. I still listen to the odd Frank Sinatra track to buzz me out. Maybe a pre-vlog track like Not My Way. What's that one? Yeah, that one. The one they sing on the Joker, that film. Bad Religion. And No Religion 2. Yellow are one of my all-time favorite bands, Kenneth, of all time. I know everyone knows that anyway. I fucking love ELO. Love Primal Scream. No, but they're coming to Cardiff and they're doing a tour with, they're supporting Noel Gallagher in Cardiff with the High Flying Birds in July. And it's Primal Scream. But they're going a bit crap now, he's gone older. But Manny's still with them. Good news. And otherwise, it wouldn't be really Primal Scream. Like, destroy all hippies. It's one of my favourite tracks of Primal Scream. They're brilliant. Bramwell, good to see you. 75 was a brilliant year for music. Brilliant. I tell you, do you know the band Sweet? Yeah. Fox on the Run, Blockbuster. They're back out, right? They got the original guy is dead, but the lead guitarist is still around and he's taking it on tour. He's been in America and they are got a massive following. And I tell you what, if you watch Sweet 2022, their new tour on YouTube, I watched it the other day. Banging. They were banging. They were brilliant. So, yeah, well, that's my favorite band. That's my favorite band is Radiohead. Unfortunately, it is true. So they haven't made an album since 2017 because basically Tom said he didn't think that the music was translating very well from album to stadium, and I'd agree because it's experimental and it's highly technical, isn't it? So I think since 2017, since their last album and tour, that they are working on something on par with OK Computer, something that fucking biblical, yeah. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping Radio are going to come back with something better than OK Computer. That would be the best thing of 2023. So I'm hoping on that because I literally love Radiohead. I listen to them all of the time. And they're only one of the only bands, because I know people say they're depressing, but they do emotionally move you. It's beautiful music, literally beautiful music, some of it. And it's one of those bands which will always get me a shiver. Always get me a shiver. Naughty Boys, don't know Naughty Boys. The name would put me off. Reverend Horton Heat, do not know that. Buy Matt in a sailboat. Yeah, that's my plan for the spring. To fuck off over yonder. Martin, it's me, Richard Lopez. Whoa, is it? Where the fuck have you been, bro? Charismic. Do you know, I don't even think I can say that, Richard. I've got no. It's good to see you, brother. I've missed you. Where have you been? Richard Lopez is in the chat. When watching Verve at Hate Hall, very good. Did you? What, Hate Hall as in San Francisco? Don't know where else that could be. But that's really good. Yeah, the Verve are banging loud. Brilliant band. Don't know them. BAD Skull. Don't know them. ZZ Top, absolutely brilliant. I'm not gonna read that out. Sex Dolls, nah, not very good. I tell you, also back out. Peter and the Test Tube Babies. I can remember them. I've seen Peter and the Test Tube Babies. It's put in the press. Oh my God Almighty, they were mental. They were from Peacehaven on the south coast, down by New Haven there, down by Brighton. Oh, they were mental. Black Lips Matter. Oh, stop all of that. Oh, Mark, you're going to be fucking banned. Anything with anything. Prefab Sprout were brilliant. Yeah, I seen Prefab Sprout. I said, where to see them? Wilco died. Wilco died a couple of weeks ago. Max Pop. Wilco died. Yeah, I know. Shock. I know. Yeah, Prefab Sprout I seen. Some sort of festival. I don't even know. The Sweet were brilliant. Yeah, they were good. Good glam rockers. Which is basically rock and roll and makeup on. No, I want a Crass fan, mate. I want a Crass fan. Yeah, my elk. Yeah, we didn't mess around with Crass fans. They were completely different elk of punk. Okay, Substance Exploited fans. Don't get on with Crass fans, if that makes sense. It's a different thing. Crass is shit anyway. Cheers, Bob. Temple by Turtles. I'm not sure if that's even a band. No, he fucking ain't. How is he? He lives with his mother in fucking Leicester. He's the most unchilly person I've ever met in my entire life. Oh, fuck no. No. Anyway, saying this stuff and just chucking it out there, I meet a load of these fucking people and just ordinary fucking people. I think the ones that get shared like fuck by YouTube, okay, like instantly viral, and then they get pushed like fuck, and then they're a big fucking deal, and then they shine like a bright, and then they're fucking gone. How many of them do you think I've seen come and go in YouTube? Yeah. Some of them are not in for the long haul, guys. Some of them are into fuck and then out on money, the wages. Fact. I've been here years. It's been a decade watching this shit go down. I don't bother calling them up because I think it's pretty, a lot of them just give themselves away any fucking way. With all of their capitalistic, I want. Pill, no. Stained glass windows keep the cold outside. It was shit. Pill were terrible. They're brilliant. We are not men, we are Devo. They were brilliant. Whip it up. Break your mama's back. Brilliant lyrics. Yeah, Devo were class. They were proper American punk band. They were. I can't believe you brought up Devo. The Barron Knights. Now, let me tell you about the Barron Knights, right? So, years and years ago, it's safe to incriminate myself slightly because it was like 40 years ago, so it'd probably be safe. Russ Abbott out of the Barron Knights used to go to my auntie's school. He knocked the door once and I opened the door and who stood there? Fucking Russ Abbott with Dustin G. I'm not even fucking joking. We just in Cardiff before he come and see you. I was like, oh, not me, my relative. So then, like about a year later, I'm on the Mitch from school with my mate Brendan walking through Queen Street in town. If you know what Mitching is, like Truing, okay, not going to school. And there he is again, Russ Abbott. And I thought he's bound to remember me. And he went into Dun & Co. clothes shop. And when he come out, like, it was like, dip, 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 dob, dob, dob. Being all friendly kid. He looked at me like that. He went, fuck off, kid. Really nasty. I was like, all right, fucking hell. I need to shout. He went really nasty on me. Fucking psycho. Fuck off, kid. He went, like, fucking hell. Fucking children's entertaining TV. And you scared the shit out of me. So I hope you're watching now. Anyway, shame on you, fucking wanker. Scaring little kids. No, that I just remembered that after 40. Hang on, I was in school. Anyway, a fucking long time ago. Okay. Liddy, there was another president back then. I think it was Carter. I like Jimmy Carter. No, I think he was my favorite president. He was all right. Come on. I don't think he was a pedo, guys. He was all right, Jimmy. He smoked a spliff. I tell you what else Jimmy did as well. He liked peanuts. He peanut fan. And he admitted that's what he got rid of him. Because he said he was ahead. So I'm growing more than that on my farm, he went. Anyway, you got to go, mate. Flash in the pan, anyone? No, we don't know. Yes, the Ravenettes, not very good at all. Ever. Okay, that's it. I think, the Wurzels. Oh, I got me a combine harvester. I'll give you the key. Dun, 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 dun. Let's get together in perfect harmony. I got 20 acres. You got 33. Oh, I got a brand new combine harvester. They were brilliant. The Wurzels were actually good. I tell you, Chaz and Dave were good as well. I used to love a good old Chaz and Dave sing along. Now she won't stop talking. Why don't she give it a rest? Remember that? Bunny, jabber, bunny, jabber, bunny, 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 jabber, jabber, jabber. That means talk a lot in Cockney language. You probably don't know what I'm saying. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. Everything, it's just gone beyond that. Best on the strat. All right, then. All right. Jeff Beck was okay on the strat, okay? And he definitely got more women than Hank Marvin. Okay, Jeff Beck was Mr. Fender Magnet. And Dudley Wicker, good to see you. Oh, it's snowing in Arizona. Is it? I thought that was the desert. I thought you didn't get. I watched the Western last night called The Bravados with Gregory Peck. And guess who was in it? It was made in 1958, right? Joan Collins. I was like, what? So I checked the IBD and I was like, can't be Joan Collins. It's 1958. It was. So how the fucking hell's that possible? Let's work this out. So she stars in The Stud and all of them sort of half-dirty films in the 1970s. So if she'd have been like early 20s in 1958, so how old was she when she was doing a stud and then, Phil? She must have been in her 40s. So how old was she in Dysentery? This Dynasty. How old was she in Dynasty? She must have been in her 50s. I know she's like, had all like facelifts now because she's in her 90s, but I reckon she probably holds it in there. She looks all right after the Snickers. You've seen that, have you? If you eat Snickers, you turn it Joan Collins or something. Exploited, Barmy Army. Love a bit of Watty. Literally love Watty. No, I wasn't a Dickies fan, Mark. No, I don't know them. Lee. Let's have a look. Iggy Pop. I like to watch him because he's a bit of a knob, isn't he? And he's got this fucked up body and he's still flancing around like he's a young man and embarrassing everyone. He embarrassed everyone in the beginning. Did you ever see him in that see-through suit he went on Jules Holland with and everyone was seeing his penis because it was like there in front of you? It was like, no. It's like, no way we want that. And he's really weird. I don't like him. I don't like Iggy Pop. He's just a passenger anyway. We'll party. Okay, yeah. So we had a party tonight. I come back. I'm going to be back in 5 days. I've got stuff. It's going to be an epic weekend. We're going to watch videos. We're going to have comedy. I love the Stiff Little Fingers. They was a brilliant band. They was out of Ireland. I had them on their album. I never seen them, but Stranglers, bit evil for me. But yeah, they used to have 2 tours, the Stranglers. They used to have the one when they used to do all like golden fucking brown and all the soft stuff. And then they used to have a tour when it was all like fucking hanging around and the money's no good. So it was like a punk version one and they had a milder one. So Ian Jury, I seen him once with the music students and twice with the Blockheads. Okay, so he's on stage at Glastonbury and he's singing like Reasons to Be Cheerful, Pat Free, and a mud ball hit him in the face. I may have told this story before, have I? Oh, anyway, so he said like on the fucking microphone, if anyone hits me with mud, I'm leaving the stage. And the moment he said it, I had a fucking brilliant shot. It was 1 in 1,000, right in the fucking face. So he said, I'm going. And so he like literally stormed off. He come back on after he wiped his face and stopped moaning because he was like, well, let's put a finer point on it, spastic. He had polio. So you're allowed to say that. He had a song called Spasticus. Go and check it out for yourself. So I loved Ian Jury and I'm sorry I chucked that mud at him, but I've like repented now. And I won't do that again to another famous pop star until the next opportunity arises. Why did you do that, Matt? Why not? At least I can brag and say that I got him. Joe Jackson was brilliant. Yes. I agree with that. Temple Tudor, Sword of 1,000 Men. Susie and the Banshees. I love Susie. I really love Susie. But there was another version of her called Vice Squad. Becky Bondage from Bristol, and I chatted to her up once. I couldn't chat up Susie of the Banshees, although I feel, and I've often thought this about 150 times, that had I have had a chance to chat up Susie and the Banshees, maybe it's not too late, that I'd have been all right. I feel I'd have been all right. I feel I'd have got on with we're both nuts. She lives in a happy house. She's happier in a happy house. She's all quite sane. Now, we don't mention Rush on this channel, okay? Because people say I look like him, which is fucking stupid. No, I don't. Prince is all right. He's a bit of a purple pain. He moans a lot in his songs as well, doesn't he? Yeah. Maybe I'm just like my mother. She's never satisfied. Oh, shut the fuck up, Prince. Moaning bastard. Jesus and Mary Chain were really good. Really good. I heard them in Italy once. I listened to radio and I heard the guy in Italian said, that's the only one thing I understood him saying. He said, and now it's done, Jesus and the Mary Chain. Oh, I thought, I know what this one is. Did too. T-Rex, brilliant. Love Matt Bolan. Can't fault him. So, Sweet is one of my favorite bands, says Shari. I listen to them all the time. Yeah, brilliant. Bauhaus. Fucking brilliant. fucking brilliant. I love Bauhaus. I want to tear you apart. Yeah, what a fucking brilliant song. The whole words, the whole track of I Want to Tear You Apart is fucking brilliant. So Robert Redford was 2 different cable channels in the 50s, apart from 50 years apart at the same time. Is that so? I really like Robert Redford. I feel he's not Illuminati as such. And that film he made, you can watch. You want to watch a brilliant film later? You can watch Robert Redford. All Is Lost on YouTube. He basically fucking hits something in his boat, and the rest of the film's in trying to stay alive and not sink. And wow, what a fucking film! Ever thought? The undertones. Yeah, no. I'm not a big Fergal Sharky. And we got these fucking radios, and we got I play my music on there like a radio to keep up on local interest stuff, Christmas related. And they play Fergal Sharky, and a true love these days is hard to find. Have you seen Fergal fucking Sharky? No offense, like. Oh, Iron Maiden, yeah, I guess so. 666, The Number of the Beast, and Other Christmas Carols by Iron Maiden. Run to the hills, run for your life. So obviously, lovely Debs. Led Zeppelin is the best that ever was in the history of ever. Problem is, well, I heard Tom York was an angel changeling baby. I really don't think he's a chick, although he's got a high-pitched voice. I don't know. Anyway, Led Zeppelin. So I listened to Physical Graffiti about a week ago, and I switched it off. I was shit. I got bored of it. I thought, no, I don't want to listen to it. I listened to a couple of tracks and Rover, and I was like, no. Talking Heads still really high up on my musical lists. I listen to Talking Heads a lot. I'll listen to Joni Mitchell, but I can't look at her. Paved Paradise, put up a parking lot. Oh, Ross used to sing that, didn't he? They put up wind turbines. Oh, I love him. So I'm not sure about that, Kirk. I'll have a little think about that. I'll have to have a look. I just see what you mean. He was very effeminate looking when he was younger, but if he was a girl, he was fucked up, wasn't he, with the eye and all of that. But what about later on, his videos? He's got like a knob and that. How does that work? Did they sew it on? Oh, I don't know. It's too much. I don't think so, Rowena. No, I'm not going to have it. They can't all be switcheroonies. I'm telling you what, Kirk, there are some men that are men, and there are definitely some women that are some women. Okay? Definitely. 100%. I can guarantee it. Phew. Stressed me out, that. Feels not good now. So I love Deep Purple. Basically, I'm from Cardiff. Richie Blackmore's from here. So you could walk down literally Railway Street at one time, and you fucking smoke on the water wafting down Railway Street in Splot, where he'd be playing in his flat. I know, I'm joking. I think Dave Gilmour was not my favourite singer. The one who went to White Snake. Coverdale was my favourite Deep Purple singer. But yeah, John Lord on keyboards, best thing ever. It's best band like ever. Again, all of them are. JJ, much love, brother. Oh, no more bad stuff about Radiohead. Radiohead used to be every huge reveal scene in the series and films. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, that's disappointing. Right, House Martins I've seen. Before he was Happy Hour Again. Before he was Fatboy Slim. Okay. Interesting point I can make about the House Martins is they played, and the guy playing the drums took the drum kit apart whilst playing it, which I'd never seen before in my life. But they were a really, really good band. Really good band. Yeah, House Martins, forgot about them. Yeah, Caravan of Love. Happy Hour Again. And I tell you, they evolved into like the Beautiful South, who were a fantastic band. All the Beautiful South albums are fucking brilliant. Yeah. Rotterdam, they done that Nielsen song, Going Where the Sun Shines Brightly Through the Pouring Rain. Who doesn't fucking get emotionally moved to that song? I'm going where the sun shines brightly through the pouring rain. That Nielsen song. Going where the summer suits my clothes. Come on. Angie Dickinson, she was a policewoman. She was wicked. So, when was the last reset, Martin? 1812 or 1811 or something else? Well, December 1811 to January 1812. Both. Like they tell you, 1812 overture, Tchaikovsky, the whole fucking thing exploding. And although it's supposed to be the Battle of Waterloo, but it is 1812 overture, and it is a apocalyptic theme. Just listen to it. Yeah. So I think, the clue is the reset happened with Tchaikovsky. Am I familiar with Archaics? Obviously, Bodostava. I tell about him maybe 50 times a week that I should look into plasma resets and all that, even though it's the content of my first book 5 years ago, which I can't bother. 4 years ago. Doctor and Medics. Woo! I seen them, right? No, so what happened? I went to see New Order, and it was rainy, and I was off my head in Glastonbury, and I didn't want to see New Order because it was depressing. But Doctor and the Medics were on after Misty and Roots, so I thought I'm going to see Doctor and Medics. Fucking a decision I will never ever regret. They were when they done Spirit in the Sky. He had these 2 women dancers. I don't know, the Anderson sisters, they were called. It was fucking brilliant. Yeah, he done that Spirit in the Sky song. Going on up to the Spirit in the Sky. Spirit in the Sky. That's where I want to go when I die. When I die. It's happier in the happy house. Linda Ronstadt. Yeah, no. She's good. She's just like as boring as the name. It sounds like a lighter that doesn't work, doesn't she? The Glory, I don't know them. The Sparks were brilliant. They came back out, but the Sparks were brilliant, okay? And it was niche, wasn't it? The keyboard looking like Adolf Hitler with no attitude whatsoever, but it worked. Robert Calvert period. I don't know who Robert Calvert is. Maybe everyone's just took a short intake of breath and thought, how could you not know that? So, yeah, I was big into the Trojan thing, Loyal Tangy. I had all the Trojan explosion stuff, all of them. I still have on a hard drive. So the Scatolites, the Upsetters, Liquidator, or all of them. Liquidator was pretty good. So, yeah, I loved all that Trojan stuff. I would be. I was skinhead. I was into all that. I was into, ska. But I was, going home and listening to Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. And Electric Light Orchestra. Not Stevie Ray Vaughan. No, and I'm not a big fan of Stevie Ray Vaughan, but that when he done Voodoo Child that time, fair dues. Fat thumbs to Devo, brilliant. You like a Crass, did you? Oh, they were all right, Dave, but it's just not my thing. And like I said, it's a tribal thing, It's like, you're not going to go with a pint with a mod, are you? They're our natural enemies. So yeah, I've seen UB40. So UB40, Madness, The Beat, Selector, Bad Manners, UB40, all of them back in the day. I've seen them all of them. Not the Police, I've seen them. Bit gutted, but Shirley MacLaine also belongs to the Club of Masonic Secrets. I know, but she did come out about flat earthy stuff about 4 years ago. She was looking at it. Did you see that? Oh, yes, but she fucked up. Never heard no more about it. I was like, I knew it. But she's, they say she's nuts in Hollywood. So Antarctica, yes. Well, I did mention when I first seen them that I was not going to post them on my channel because after about 2 minutes research, I found out that they were AI. They're all over Facebook. Somebody done 650 fucking shares on them only 2 days ago, which is very annoying because the real truth, maybe don't even get a share, but they share that and it's going viral. Footage that John Levy discussed recently is fake. Oh, did he show them? I haven't watched it. Yeah, they're AI. Look, nobody searches more than me and Lee. I've been searching for a decade all the images you can possibly imagine. And if fucking Antarctica Greco-Romano architecture photographs had existed, I can guarantee you they would have come across my path. They can't just shit out of nowhere. 2 years into a fucking reset of Armageddon, yo, and then they just shit out, oh yeah, like this Greco-Romano, like there's nothing going on and they're real. Fuck off. That's just good luck if you're going with that. But that's a good in a way. I'm glad they did that because they obviously want you to think about the South because the juice is in the North. That's what I think. With WD-40, a good band. They were a bit greasy for my liking. Dash Sugar Cubes, a bit late, you know, I'm a bit too old for the old Sugar Cubes era, although I can dig that they were good. Oh, the Sugar Cubes. I thought you meant the Sugar Babes. No, the Sugar Cubes, they were out, they're punk, yeah. Yeah, Ricochet, Tangerine Dream, brilliant album. Still play it today. Not today, but I mean still play Tangerine Dream. They were around a long time. I've seen Tangerine Dream in about like 1967, dressed like hippies. They've been like around forever, really. But I don't think they were as famous in the 60s as later. Monolith Death Cult, don't know. So, Whip It Good. That's what I was saying. Break your mama's back. Brilliant track. Are you laughing at me, Joe? Crack that whip. Yeah, it was brilliant. Watch that video on YouTube later. Devo, Whip It. It's fucking brilliant. Used to be one of my favorite videos to have a laugh too. So there are plenty of good bands out there. I listened to, if I want to cheer myself up, although they're probably wrong ones, but I listened to a band from Detroit called Electric Six, which are endlessly entertaining. So Crypto Alchemist, are we gossiping? Let's have a look at some gossip, shall we? Tatarian Truth, please do me, and you should let me join in for a part of it and do some extra info on the subject to discuss and share. Oh, go do that, and go and collaborate with Tatarian Truth. So everyone thought I was kidnapped by the Tatarian Liberation Army. It was not so. So, hi, Richards. Much love to you, Ceiling Fan Guy. Okay, Tatarian Truth. Doesn't seem like anyone realized it. At least, oh, thanks. We know. Like, there's a lot. There's another fucking load come up a couple of days ago. Not Antarctica, but they are really juicy photographs. One's 2 weeks ago of London, and I was disappointed to find out they were AI because I was like, well, I'm going live now. But we looked into them and they were fucking AI. And then again, 2 days ago, I find some brilliant pictures. I drag them through, drag and drop them, do a little bit of fucking research, find out that it's just all computer generated. I'm like, well, this is dangerous for truth. If everyone's just going to keep on sharing these like fuck, knowing that it's bunk, soon we won't be able to discern what's real and what's not anymore, and the whole of the thing will collapse. And that's why it's out there, and that's what it's doing. Do you see that? So please don't share it. It's none of my business if you do, but I'd prefer it if you didn't. Because it's fake. And it's bad for truth. Okay. Right then, I got to get going. Electric Six, gay bar. That's the one, Christian, gay bar. And girl, I'm going to take you to a gay bar. Start a nuclear war. I love that bit. I'm going to take all your money. Yeah, they do... High Voltage is one of the best videos for laughing. High Voltage is brilliant. We Buy Drugs. That's one of my favorite tracks by them. But the guy in there, Richard Valentine, Dick Valentine, he's a fucking legend. He's a fucking legend. He has me in stitches. I know that I get on really well with him. Although I think he's definitely probably Luciferian in his nature. And I don't really dig that. I can't really spend much time around people like that either. I get attacky. I get like aggressive with them. So let's start a war. Let's start a war. Let's start a nuclear war. I am. Me first. Woo-hoo! Let's drop them bombs. The Animals were underrated. No, they weren't. They were literally legends in Britain. Everyone loved them. They were brilliant. And they Got to Get Out of This Place, House of the Rising Sun, and what a brilliant band. And if it weren't for the Animals, we wouldn't have Jimi Hendrix. Because Chaz Chandler, bass player in the Animals, discovered Jimi Hendrix one day. So thanks to nostalgia, I know, I enjoy a bit of music. I am pop-tastic, and I've seen a fuck ton of bands. Because that's what I used to do in my life. Prynawn da, Martin, and diolch yn fawr. Oh, thank you, Taff. Oh. See, Welsh, are you? Changnas can? Oh, this is nice. Brand that to you as well. I can't spell Welsh words. Okay. So, subscribe, like if you did. I will be back on Flatmass for a Flatmass special party. Double flat thumbs. Make sure to PayPal me if you want to buy me a coffee. Cappuccino. Be fine. Wicked news. I like the song Cisco Kid of War. I don't know that. I'm really into this band thing at the moment. I gotta go though. But I am really into it. I'm so thirsty though. I gotta drink something. I know I haven't spoken in like hours at all. Have you seen a Rock Me Tonight video by Billy Squire? They say it ended his career. No, I haven't. No, I haven't seen that. Oh, I love Slade. Noddy Older. It's max respect for Noddy Older. He's not Illuminati. He's a proper Birmingham guy. He's well good. So you notice an absence of my son today. You think he ran out of call time and he's not on my chat feed. Bit of a bummer. Bless up, Martin and friends. Thanks, Mon. Thanks, Nian Paisley. Thanks, my brother Brian Backing. Hope all was well with you as well. And this thing keeps coming up. My bastard computer. Sorry, I'm cursing. I don't usually swear. Hi, Joy. Oh, come on. I'm not that bad. And I only curse about them, don't I? You know, all the nice things I wouldn't curse about. I just get wound up easy by like evil. I've been fighting evil all my life. I've taken it upon myself to be like God's warrior against evil. The fights that I have had in my life is like hundreds, and they're always evil, psycho people. Always. Always. And I'm always on a mission from God because I'm teaching you a lesson. I'm not being judge, jury, and executioner, but in this case, fuck yeah. You was bad. He's a bad boy. I'm going to teach you a lesson, sort of thing. Ciao, Manny. Stay good, stay cool, and do not get COVID, novid, shovid again. That was silly to even get it. I don't know how you did that. Did you suck a nose or something with snot on it? Rick Springfield, I think you wouldn't even get a cold doing that, guys. You wouldn't even get a cold. I've kissed snotty cold noses and never caught a cold. True. Not tonight, man. I got a cold. Oh, don't worry about that. 10 loads of snot later, and you still haven't got a cold. Dirty Dozen Brass Band. I don't know him, mate. Do you remember the Alex Harvey band? Do you remember them? Alex Harvey, the sensational Alex Harvey band. Do you remember that? I only had the one album. Fucking hell, it was brilliant. I can't remember the name now. I liked Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Fanfare for the Common People. Watch that. Emerson, Lake and Palmer in Hampden Park, Glasgow. I think it's about 1978. Fucking brilliant. I think Palmer died, didn't he? It's a shame. Anyway. See about my... No, I gotta go. Happy Flatter Day. Monday. Oops. And I will be back for Flatmass special. So and we'll have a Boston Tea Party. Okay, we'll throw some British off a ship. Something to do. Okay. Cheers from Brazil. Oh, you got Brazil in the house. It's lovely. Terrain theory, it is. I know. Doesn't work. Just be so snotty. It's unbelievable. Big on Money Star. Much love to you, my brother. And Billy Muir. Bill Nelson. I tell you what, Willie Nelson, he's been stoned for like ever, and he's still all right, isn't he? We gotta love Billy Nelson at Willie Nelson, haven't we? Chan. Oh. I'm trying to remember that name of that American guy. He's like always pissed glass of wine in his hands and he can't sing for shit, but he's always crooning. Oh, what is his name? He's always drugged up. Oh, Natalia. Much love to you, Paris. Oh, I think it is. Oh, Amy, you were super kind this week. Do you know, because of you, I think Wednesday, you bought me gas Wednesday, and I was warm Wednesday. It lasted like a day or something, but you did that. And I do remember things like that. Kind gestures like that. Martin's got an elephant like a memory, I never forget. Tip Tops, they're like, well, they're Tip Tops. They're like ice lollies, and they cut the corner of your mouth in summer if you have loads of them. Primus, don't know Primus. I do know him, but I don't know him. The worst bands in the world is them fucking Maroon 5. Oh, they're so shit. I can't even look at that guy. And I tell you what else I don't like as well. Chili Peppers. Way too gay for me, you know. And I like Frankie Goes to Hollywood. No problem with them. Fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers. I can't even look at them. Put some fucking clothes on, you weirdo. War was excellent. What, the album by U2? There's another bunch of fucking... So I think with U2, I think they were just like, you know, some of these YouTubers just famous for being famous. I think, oh, we're fantastic. We're going to see U2. When you get there, they're actually not that good. They're just as good as a pub band. Because I've seen them twice and I wasn't really over that impressed. No, Night Bernadette. Night Sage. Right, I'm going to need a drink. You love the Chili Peppers? No, I've had their albums and I listened to them. I'm just saying. I come to a point in my life, Monica, an age, okay? Well, no more Red Hot Chili Peppers, okay? Especially when I've been finding out all about their weird Hollywood stepping on baby stuff that they do and stuff like that. And they are proper gay. Look into their Chili Peppers Illuminati video that I watched. It was pretty persuasive evidence that them fuckers does it. Is it Aaron to name of a band? Suzanne, you bring me down. So Leonard Cohen, he's dead, isn't he? He's dead, Leonard Cohen. So I did have a depressing as fuck Leonard Cohen album, but I played it quite a lot. Suzanne, bring me down, 'cause I'm so fucked up. And I was like, wow, this is really depressing. It goes with this really, really rainy British freezing cold night. I love Dean Martin. Dean Martin. I love Dean Martin. No, not him. Not a crooner in the old days. In the new days. He's a druggie. He's like Willie. He's in movies as well. He's been in movies. He's been in westerns. And I can't remember his fucking name. Saved my life. Oh, God. Anyways, no point doing that life. Patsy Cline. I like Patsy Cline. Terrible tragedy. And I'm going to have a cry if I think about it anymore. Ben? God, a lot of these pop stars are like really... Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen Errand. I don't know what that is. Sorry. I just not really got my finger on the pulse of who's making videos on YouTube anymore. YouTube are gash. Yeah, they are. Especially Bono. Bono's face. All them baked beans on the corner of his mouth and you haven't wiped them off and he thinks it's okay being a pop star to have baked beans on his mouth. No, it ain't. No fucking ain't. No, it ain't. Let the beans off, motherfucker. Anyway, I got to go because I'm just rabbiting. And it was a nice little trip down memory lane with the old rock bands. Fogart. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. See how many brilliant stuff there was compared to now? Yeah? Fucking hell. Fogart. It was brilliant. What's that record? Oh. I don't know. It was a good heavy metal record anyway. Don't forget Robert Mitchum, the real rebel. Robert Mitchum's all right. All right. He didn't. I know you think he's tough and that, but in World War II, he actually worked in an armaments factory and never served at all. Marilyn Monroe met him there. They were friends before she was an actress. Did you know that? Thanks, Rowena. Thanks, everybody, all my friends, and extended Flat Earth British family. I want to leave that. Grace Jones, Grace Jones I still listen to, but Grace Jones is definitely a bloke, okay? She batters everyone. She thinks like a bloke and she looks like a bloke because she is a bloke. Don't like the Pogues. Always had a fantasy about fucking up Shane McGowan. Always. I was like, if I see Shane McGowan, we're going to end up fighting in like 2 minutes. The guy's a prick. Don't even know why. Since like teens, I wanted to fuck up Shane McGowan. I don't even know why. What is that? That's weird. That's mental illness. Klaatu, yeah, big robots. Klaatu, can't remember the next. Paula Abdul, I like Paula Abdul. Okay, hopefully Tarek, she's not a switcheroony. They can't all be, like I said. Doors, absolutely biblical. Forgotten Rebels, Trust Company, Bad Company were good. What was that? Step Outside. Yeah. I was listening to. I put Grand Theft Auto radio channels on, and there's Rock City on Grand Theft Auto, and they play Fogart all the time on there, and America, and all that good stuff. And I've been in the desert with a horse with no name, singing loud. Come on, tell me that's not a tune, guys. Tune. What's up, Martin? The dome. I gotta go. War on truth. Anyway, stay good, stay epic, and I'll see you flat today. Ozzy's the best. I can't wait to meet him. I'm sure if he watches Flat of British, I know a lot of Ozzy'd love me. No, he would, wasn't he? Think about it. Ozzy and me hanging out. Can you imagine Ozzy there now? Yeah, no. Brilliant, wouldn't it? Hope he sends me an email. So I've been watching you for years, Matt. I'm a massive fan. Listen, I'm the star to the stars. I bet loads of famous people watch me. I fucking bet you. I use loads of people like sort of using Flat Earth British terminologies. And I was like, you got that from me. Especially, oi. Romany Baker, see you, my brother. Thanks for the email. Wondering if I was alive. Yes. And I never got kidnapped or anything. It's all good. Okay, I'm going. Peace and love to you all. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Fuck a duck. No, don't do that. Anyway, be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like my video if you did. I will be back on Flat a Day. Spread the word. Get everybody over there. It's going to be a massive do. Okay. Oh, and support me if you can. Okay, love you all. Be good.